This was maybe, Shadow Shaman for Tundra would be phenomenal. Sure, they already have the Ursa, and I think Shaman is really great as a 4, but
5 seconds remaining.
just one Shaman on the team. Get Hex. Hex versus Ursa is always the most, so much fun. It's so satisfying to see this guy come on you. You hex him, you shackle him. But even if you war trap him, then he has to waste crucial overpower hits, just trying to destroy a Serpent Ward to get out. It's wonderful. And they continue to just remove away any massive team fight. No AoE control available. Well, not that much. There's still a couple of heroes left. You know, Mars is still in the pool. I don't think the hero's great, but it's still here. They could still go for Phoenix if they want to make that their 5. I can already see from the way that they're banning that the temptation is there to make IO 5. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. But these carry heroes taken out, that can just burst through the entirety of the lineup. This is like hard signals to me that this is support IO. Unless they're gonna put this Ursa offlane, which I don't know about that. Maybe mid Ursa could still potentially work with carry IO. Yeah, that could still work. Yeah. I think they told that as like the option for them. We'll see after their last pick. For now, they're gonna just wait for Tundra to ban out their 3rd hero of the 2nd phase. Take out the Beastmaster. Caster rank, meh. Pathetic. Last time, the highest I've ever been actually was like Ancient 5. But meh. My MMR is atrocious, honestly. Nyx Assassin, gonna be the pickup right now. How do I feel about this? Gives them some roam potential across the game, but one thing that it doesn't really give them is...
10 seconds remaining.
Right now they're fairly light on damage.
5 seconds remaining.
At the very least though, it does open up opportunities. Nyx hunts you down, then the IO Ursa or IO plus whoever can just TP across the map to try to get the guaranteed kill onto you. But this is the only source of lockdown at the moment, and these heroes are fairly mobile still from the side of Tundra. We'll see from the 3rd one what option they go for here. Go for Crystal Maiden. Okay, so this combos are better with the Timber Sword and the Earth Spirit. Gives both lanes on either side of the map, no matter where she's placed, some high utility, and it makes sure that everybody can stay active in the mid game.
10 seconds remaining.
Also, I suppose it's extra kite for the Ursa. Ursa might have to spend time going to the Crystal Maiden Freezing Field. Try shut that down instead of letting it channel the whole way through. Fairly risky though versus Nyx Assassin, given that you expect that this hero is going to be hunting all across the map. Maybe you're thinking to yourself that you're not going to get the early meme hammer on Nyx, so you're not in that much danger. I don't know. We'll see about this. Heikos then go for the OD. Tundra respond instantly with the CK. The CK hero is very good against Ursa. Against OD, it's like so-so. Because sometimes hard for OD to isolate the correct target to astral away. And they don't have that much wave. They actually don't have any wave clear right now to easily deal with the illusions. I suppose like high ranked and highly leveled OD, it's probably laning offlane, right? So you're not going to get like the immediate like high level advantage. You can just run around the map with items as well. We'll see where it goes, but eventually it can get decent against the illusions. But I think this can be a decent CK lane, especially since he's not going to go in first. Earth Spirit Timber so in front of him. There's going to be a ton of chaos in these team fights. Actually, it's going to work out. Hey, Introspect, what's up? What's up? You are still a mod because of loyalty, still out here. Well done. But now you're obligated to just make sure, if you can, you gotta sell. But if you can't, don't do it. Banned out by Tundra as their final ban away. HCE. Take out the puck and what else from the mid lane? It's pretty clear that that's what Tundra needs right now. Maybe Void Spirit is what they pick. I actually really like Void Spirit versus heroes like Io. Leash mechanics versus heroes like Io Ursa can be very, very useful. And again, they still don't have any hard disables. If you get Astral as Void Spirit, you come out of the Astral, you can get the Astral. All depends on how
5
well 9
seconds
can play.
remaining.
Let's see what is left for him to play here in this game. Besides Void Spirit, Quap of Pain is still available. Depends on how well. Not much lockdown, but silences can be devastating in this game. Tundra also believe that there might be a mid-hero coming against them.
Void Incarnate.
Just gonna be Void Spirit. Void Spirit is super good this game. Great versus Io. Fairly decent versus Ursa. Zero lockdown versus this hero. Once you get Yule Scepter, it's gonna be quite difficult for you to die unless you misplay yourself. And you have this Crystal Maiden that can make you a bit more active in the mid game.
Seconds remaining.
Also, you know Void Spirits have this habit of after hitting level 6, level 7, you rotate off mid to try to get a kill on the side lanes. Any lane he goes to right now will guarantee a kill, given the heroes that are available here. So guarantees a very high tempo start to the game for Tundra. Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. At the same time, High Coast on the other side now have to pick the hero. They have to decide what's gonna go mid versus Void Spirit. I doubt they wanna put the OD there. Really seeming more evident that Io is support, but they could also change it up by putting Io support, Ursa mid. Ursa mid versus Void Spirit isn't terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. You lose the overall CS matchup, but you do find it versus the hero itself. Put OG in the off lane, and then next assassin will be your 4. You still pick a 5 hero like Phoenix right now. Let's see. Alright, they're going for Tide
Choose your
Hunter.
hero.
They really, honestly, in my opinion, this is GG. I don't feel right now support Aya is a winnable hero. This is Shiba, unless Shiba's gonna play the Tide Hunter. Let's see. I think that's what they're talking about right now. Nope. Shiba on the Io. I don't like this. I much prefer Tundra's draft right now. The Tide Hunter is nice though, because the Anchor Smash is amazing versus these illusions of the CK. The lane itself is quite decent as well. But I don't know. It feels like the heroes on the side of Tundra, or at least CK, right? CK wants to buy, will buy BKB this game. Won't mind that much. We'll have to pretty much, unless he just goes through the SNY route. It feels like the heroes on the side of Tundra, or at least CK, right? CK wants to buy, will put in the OD mid to try and accelerate mind that much more, but I don't know about this. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Let's ask the crowd. Let's focus on the wisdom of the crowd. So let me know what y'all think, who's gonna come away with the win on this matchup. I'm predicting it's gonna be a Tundra 1-0. High Coast though, if they do come away from the laning phase not just unscathed, but in really good capacity, there is this window in the mid game before real items are available for Tundra, where they just feel so scary to fight into. This Ursa on the front lines, just never dying, being backed up by the IO, tanking everything. Kind of feel like there actually is potential here for them to maybe walk away with the game. I'm unconvinced, honestly, but Dota 2 is not a game that always conforms to predictions, so we shall see here in game number 1 which of these two teams gonna come away with the W.
Prepare for battle!
On the bright side though, as much as Io might not be a hero that's as effective in the 4 position as it used to be, it still has some very good synergies in this game, right? There used to be a time where almost exclusively, the only time you would be able to pick OD mid is if you had it paired with Io or Oracle. Io in particular. So this could still work out. This actually might turn on, now that I think about it, this might be the real X Factor hero, this Io. Can really turn a lot of the game. So let's see. Oh, everybody's going for Tundra. Alright. Somebody has to show some love for High Coast. We see that they're right now in a very interesting position. 3 heroes in between the tier 2 and the tier 3. Lol. Skeeter just finding himself getting banished. They still got 20 seconds to reposition themselves, but the way things are stacked up right now, High Coast might be able to find themselves 3 bounties here. Let's see. They actually get 4 if they play this properly. I feel like Era should go for the other one. There we go. 4 bounties. The aggression from Tundra gets punished. So High Coast are going to come away with an immediate early game win. Get themselves off to a much better start than they would have had otherwise. This is quite nice. So let's see how these lanes are going to play out. Mid lane, 9 versus Supreme, Void Spirit versus the OD. Early levels, I mean Astral is nice, but cooldown is pretty ridiculous. Use that to secure your range creep, but beyond that, this should be a matchup that 9 is able to comfortably find himself playing. Find ourselves in the top lane. Charlie and Shebe on the Ursa with the IO versus the Timbersaw and Biva. The IO does actually fix some of the weaknesses of Ursa that generally are present in this lane, in terms of him being able to close down the Timber, even a Timber chain. So he never has to actually worry about trading versus the big machine. It's going to be quite nice for him. And then Erstwhile at bottom, Skeeter on the CK, backed up by Fada on the Crystal Maiden. They'll be taking on Chessie's Tidehunter in tandem with Era's Nyx Assassin. Gone are the days where Era would be the one that's actually playing the CK. But Skeeter is now the new up-and-coming young carry, doing his thing. I think this early game should overall be okay for both sides. Should benefit Tundra in general. But Charlie's being zoned out quite well right now. 33 Timbers is also quite scary, honestly. Really, really scary. And like I was saying earlier, I think 33 is generally a top 3 player. Or top 3 offlane player at some point. There was a point where I was like, you're top 5 overall. So good. But feels like he peaked. Needs to get back to those same heights. Right now though, the person who is at heights is here in the mid lane, Supreme, having himself a decent time on the OD. But he's getting out denied at the moment by 9. Has to be very conservative with his usages of Astral. Make sure to have all spells available and ready. Assault bottom, Skeeter. Playing support for himself. Letting Fada be the one that's foremost in the lane. So very good distribution of resources and effort here coming in from Tundra. And as a result, look at the CS difference. You see that Chessie is not really getting all that much here for High Coast. He's only starting now to get some decent CS on the Tide. And Era has practically no experience. I'm sure he's still on level... Yeah, he's only still on level 1 right now. This is very nice beginning for the side of Tundra. Era finally does crack level 2. Still not the best time in the world for him. But overall, fairly static in the game as it stands. 33 with a massive wave in front of him. They have to disrupt this somehow. They recognize this. They're like, there's no way we can let him get this much farm. But he's going to pull it further back into the tier 2. Fight into him. Got Io here. Charlie, bro. 2 points into the Fury Swipes. You can do it. We believe. It doesn't really matter. So it's going to watch a whole wave get eaten up in front of them. Feels pretty bad. Waste of their time. And there's another creep that's still coming in, brought here by Biva. So it's going to delay the wave even further. They don't even get any advantage going their direction. This is pretty bad for the Ursa. Not going to be enjoying himself at all. You always want to be ahead of the Timbersaw hero. Like, even if you're playing the quote-unquote hard counter, doesn't really make any difference if the hero's still farming uncontested. We'll see mid. Era trying to secure a rune for his mid. Where's it going to spawn out? Spawns bottom. Supreme. Doesn't have a bottle though, so no refill available for him. I wonder if we're still going to see the same general build. Okay, it does seem so, yeah. Meme Hammer is still going to be the foremost build up for Supreme, despite the fact that he's playing in from the mid lane. Might be a bit more effective because then you can get something else afterwards even faster. You see down bottom, Chessie's in a bit of trouble getting stunned up here by Skeeter, losing quite a bit of his HP. They take out his courier instead, you know. Frustration of not being able to kill him. You're being gone on by 2 melee heroes. You have 2 points into the anchor smash. You're okay. You are fine. You see 9 almost getting brought down in the mid lane. I'm actually gonna have to go all the way home unless they didn't reserve the rune for him. Oh, he's gonna get it now. Nice. 5 minutes. Wasn't looking at the time properly. Nicely done. So
this'll come in handy.
if only he was level 6, then he could have actually made this a more effective rotation. He does get scouted out right now though by this Obs ward, but he's just gonna go back middle. Erstwhile 33, just terrorizing Charlie. Jeez. He's a full level ahead of him. This is pretty bad. This is not good. And now they can actually leave 33 here. That's the wonderful thing about playing Timbersaw in a situation where you get a very good matchup. Or you get a very good start rather to your matchup. Is that now you leave so much space for your supports to rotate around. Biva's trying to make space elsewhere, thinking about where he can be most useful. I think he's going to attempt another roll down bottom, but Era will be able to break this up. So this move does get somewhat wasted at the end. 9 though, still being bullied in the mid lane. And Supreme, the later levels have hit, so now OD is a monster in this situation. And oh, they finally bring down 33 in the top lane. Overexertion. He went too far. He went too far. It is what it is. What is a person supposed to do in that situation? I mean, you're playing Timbersaw, you're supposed to just like play as aggressively as possible the entire time, so don't begrudge him that death too much. The main thing will be what happens if he dies next. That'll be the huge issue. But they need to make something happen with this Earth Spread. I think that's going to determine a lot of the direction of the game for Tundra. Biva might try to make a roll middle now that they know that Astral is down for a few seconds, but they decide against it. Icos now, after this earlier portion, I think they are feeling pretty happy with themselves. Era would still like to be a few higher levels up, but now that they got the meme hammer, they're going to make the aggressive move into the mid lane. They catch him with it. Impale to follow up from Era. Do they have enough damage? No, they do not for the dissimulate, but 9, no help is coming. He doesn't go far enough away and he will end up falling. Frostbite from Supreme doesn't end up presenting difficulty for him, and he just astrals farther away. Great kill, fantastic rotation coming in there from Era, and he's still gonna make some more moves in the top lane. As right now, 33, they get with Biva, they get some damage out onto Charlie. Charlie turns his attention back around onto the Earth, but it does manage to find the kill. And 33 now might be in a little bit of trouble. Era not gonna reveal himself. No point going in for the Impale. There's no catch-up potential there for Charlie. But still, acceleration going to be there for the Ursa as he claims level 6. Joining the other cores in this game.
Haste.
9's just gonna be out here. Okay, so now Tundra are in a bit of a quandary, right? Because Skeeter has just been having a decent time down bottom. Not necessarily being crushing the lane by any capacity. He can't really make any moves and rotate, right? That's gonna be all on 9. He's just hit 6. But you've also just lost your Timbersaw in a previous incursion. So you don't really feel confidence jumping all across the map. Beaver is behind though with Fata, but they're not smoked up, so it's a bit of a dangerous move to try and make. The great thing about OD is how easy it is for this hero to just break up engagements, and now instead they might be turning their attention onto 9. He does get himself banished. Here's going to be the Meteor Hammer, no Frostbite. Does not get the interruption. They pull him back with the Aether Remnant. And here comes the CK as well, Skeeter making a rotation from the bottom lane. Has Phantasm back up in about 15 seconds at this point. They could maybe try force some aggression onto the tier 1 tower. But they're going to turn their attentions instead north. They smoke up. And they are going to try and make a grab onto this Ursa. Shebe does not have the relocate. He's about to grab it. If they can finish off this camp before this gank arrives, maybe there'll be some salvation. But they found him. 9. Will he be able to find the jump right now? Has the Astral Step? Biva coming in as well. Get the ward down. They're being very, very careful about just jumping in blindly right now. As a result, this is not really going to go anywhere.
Radiant's bottom tower is
We'll
under
just
attack.
back off. In the meantime, Jesse, you're gonna put some aggression down bottom, but it's just a lane swapping effort from both sides. OD though, Supreme gets caught up on the high ground. There's no relocate just yet. The Astral will be there to keep him alive. Shebe also in a little bit of trouble right now. Gets pulled back with the 8th Remnant. He's gonna lose his life. Supreme might be next, but not sure they want to fight into this Charlie Ursa. Dissimulate will be there, keeping 9 alive. As the Astral step in only 12 seconds, so he's in a lot of danger. They do manage to bring down Supreme. Fata manages to slow down Era. 9, beautiful 8th Remnant thrown back to slow down Charlie. 5 more seconds until he can find salvation with the 8th step. The Astral step. Can he get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? No! Oh, went the wrong direction. Went the wrong direction. Cut the wrong tree. Feels bad, man. Ends up losing his own life there, but overall, definitely worth it for the side of High Coast. They get Supreme, they get the Ursa, the IO, excuse me. Ursa does live and get a kill, but
this'll come in handy.
Also, given the fact that Skeeter was just farming, you know, Ursa was on this wild goose chase for maybe like 20 seconds in that situation. While this CK is actually catching up. Won't have the same farming tools as the Ursa, not going to be building Battle Fury, obviously. But possibilities are still there for Skeeter to have a high impact this game. Does have allies nearby him, so maybe they make a move onto Chessie. Ty does have Ravage and has allies coming in of his own. Skeeter will be going in, throws out the Chaos Bolt. Era coming in under the cover of Vendetta, looking for a target. Oh, they actually come in with the relocate as well. They will manage to get the banish out onto Skeeter. The rolling bowler will be down to Supreme to prevent the meme hammer, but it's not going to matter. They find the kill onto the CK. No Phantasm to confuse the OD. As the kill will actually go the way of Shebe on the Zio. As they relocate down bottom. The one huge thing about Tundra as well is that they don't really have any real effective press onto the towers. Neither team really does. Butter, oops. Damn, yo. There was a Crystal Maiden here. There isn't any longer.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That is the one thing that kind of sucks. They don't have any easy siege onto towers. 8th Remnant now going out to roll through from Diva with the Magnetize. They want to try and force a fight right now that they know that the relocate is down. Lots of stones being dropped. Damage is coming out, but it's not enough between the two heroes. Dissimulate is going to be enough to grab down this Ursa. 8th Remnant doesn't connect onto this Ursa. 33 does now show up to try and get in further on the action. Io hiding on the far side of the fight, but they bring everybody here from High Coast, but they don't manage to get any effective counter engagement. So Tundra just kill the Ursa and leave. That's not a good sign. With only 2 heroes. I mean, I suppose it's only at an early stage of the game, but not great, not great. 33 also mops up the tier 1 bottom in the meantime. Going for this early halberd. One of the best items in the entire game of Dota 2 versus Ursa. You're always happy when there's somebody on your team that can happily build this item without minding. Can also be fairly effective against OG. Because then all you are is like a walking astral machine. You don't really do anything in the fight. So looking forward to see how this is going to be implemented by 33 in this game. They don't have an infinite game though, because eventually this Ursa does become a bit of a problem. He can't get to this basically unkillable state. Because one of the issues for Tundra is that they don't have that much lockdown themselves, nor do they have burst damage really, outside of the occasional Chaos Strike hit from the CK. So eventually this Ursa, situations like what happened middle will stop being impossible if you go late enough into this game. So right now is the time that Tundra, once they finish their next round of items, should be trying to make something happen. Skeeter has Omelette going into the SNY. If you didn't know better. If you just, honestly, without the power trades, if I just saw his items, I'd be like, oh, he's playing like aggressive lifestealer, okay. They're gonna smoke up right now. Whole team in tandem. They get immediately scattered out by Era. Era with the Vendetta though. Very nice combo break there. It's one of the better things about whenever old school players transition into playing support. The experience of knowing where to be on the map to break those kind of moves. They might still try to force the issue in the mid lane. Maybe force a Ravage out, but I don't know if you can do this if you're not really positioned for it. 9 is still smoked, so he's gonna try and get the wraparound here whilst the rest of his team is able to find the D ward. They go in, Yule Scepter thrown out onto the OD. Cast back with the Aether Remnant. Will they be able to kill him? He gets silenced up right now. Will they have the damage? Yes, they will from 33. The relocate will come in, and there's gonna be a Ravage catching on the 4. The damage is only enough to kill down Fata though. 33 in the midst of the fray. Magnetize gets refreshed once more. Speeder right now. Falling very low, but not dead just yet. And they're gonna be able to get the turnaround play right now as 9 jumps in, forcing Era back. He's gonna get chased down by 33, brought down on the far side of the fight. He gets burnt, and he will eventually fall. Chessie, do they have enough to kill him? He's not as beefy as he would like to be at this particular point in the game, but might just be beefy enough to dissuade them from fighting him. People are running low on mana, and with these respawn timers fairly low at this stage of the game, Supreme will return right now, looking for the meme hammer. Won't be able to drop it as he gets Aether Remnanted up yet again. It's gonna be a trap. Chessie in a lot of trouble. He gets brought down this time around, and Supreme Shibake sort of bailed him out with the additional movement speed from the tether. He's gonna try to do the same with the Astral Imprisonment, but it might not be enough, and it will not be. 33 does manage to bring down the IO, getting himself a double kill in the process. And Tundra, oh boy, High Coast just running out of metal, and they get forced back. Tier 1 tower is gonna fall in the mid lane. Perhaps they get the deny. No, they won't even get that. Feels bad. Feels bad, Supreme.
Illusion.
But thus far, we're sort of seeing why generally this hero has been played in the off lane thus far. Consider the impact that 9 has had in this game on his Void Spirit. OD nowadays just simply cannot do that. Even with all these additional levels. Early Meme Hammer. All he is in the fight is the setup of Astral Meme Hammer. If he can't do that, what does the healer really provide you? We just see that as soon as the combo is broken up, whether it might be from the Aether Remnant from 9, the Frostbite from Fada. Okay, Frostbite doesn't actually interrupt him. The Chaos Pulse from Skeeter, etc. Just feels so bad. And speaking of this OD, gonna get jumped on yet again. Gonna suffer the same fate that we saw the Ursa suffer earlier, getting jumped by the 2 Spirit Bros. They might not have enough damage to actually kill him though. The Astral Imprisonment will be enough to force back the Void Spirit. Okay, that's fairly nicely done. At the same time, we end up losing Era down bottom. Oh, they're not done. 9's still chasing. My G, what a legend. Will he be able to find the kill though? He might not be able to. But it's a bro effort. Yeah. The issue is that you have your mid hero who's effectively an Astral Meme Hammer machine, and you have an off lane hero who at this point in the game is effectively a Ravage machine. Neither really offering you all that much. I mean, consider the build that Chess is going for. He's rushing this Blink Dagger because he knows he can't really provide all that much to the game at this point outside of Blink Ravage. Because the only person who's really high value is this Charlie Ursa. If they can find ways to get him directly on top of some of these heroes, kills are still possible. But you're never really comfortable when it all comes down to Ursa by himself. When it's already, or rather you're not comfortable when it becomes apparent at this stage of the game that it's down to Ursa by himself. Big yikes, big yikes. Painful game. Also, you're playing Ursa, but there's absolutely no way you can have any effective approach into the Roshan pit. You go in there, you're gonna get demolished. And they're actually coming for him. They might decide to smoke up right now. Man, these 3 hero mobilities is such a huge issue. Top lane, Chessie. Can't kill Fata even because Freezing Field provides the attack slow and the bonus armor. And now the rest of Tundra collapse onto the watermelon. Literally eating for dinner. It is nighttime after all. Now maybe Roche is possible if you pop the Phantasm. You don't have it available. But you have it in 20 seconds. Let's see. This is gonna take a while, but what can they really do about this? Do High Coasts have awareness that this is happening? If they do, they can't actually go in there without Tidehunter. We will scan that out right now, but this is taking a while. Skeeter definitely will need to pop the Phantasm. This is a very slow Roche. Unfortunately, they still won't be back in time to defend this. If they maybe got immediately in for a smoke right now, ran directly to the pit, maybe try catch them on the retreat.
Dead. Radiant's to blame.
Maybe, but the way it broke down, it's going to be a straight up Roche take. Skeeter now has the Aegis. SNY also flying in from the courier. First of all, High Coast. Look at this Ursa, struggling, bro. He's the highest net worth in this game, but he feels so gimped. What's crazy is that he's been most of the kills on his team. Been involved in 6 of the 7.
No, mate, don't waste your time. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But it just doesn't feel like he'll be able to have a massive impact in this game. Only 20 minutes in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But it really does feel like they need so much more. I mean, look at this. Just running at your tier 2. And you feel powerless to stop them. Because literally the only hero you're scared of is Ursa. Do you think they care if OD shows up? Even when Supreme picks up BKB, they're not gonna care. They're like, whatever, mate. Now Skeeter's gonna go for that BKB. And at that point, literally nobody on High Coast can damage him, do anything to him. Just walks around the fight, careless. This 9 Aghanim Scepter as well is gonna be game breaking. And I love that he has a Fairy Trinket. Makes him much more active with the Crystal Maiden in tow as well. And we're gonna go for the smoke up. You really want Chessie? Nah, you want... No, not Era, not Era. You're gonna get Era, but you don't want Era. Once they get the Aghanim Scepter as well, it's gonna make such a huge difference. The insta silence onto the Tidehunter, who will not have Guardian Greaves, does not have BKB, does not have Dual Scepter. Absolutely no way to deal with that silence in the fight. So Ravage is off the table. Same is true for this Shibe Io. Pretty much everybody, in fact, except for the OD and the Ursa, will be at the mercy of 9. Speaking of the OD, gets rolled on down bottom. The bros at it once again. Supreme. You think the entrance to your own base is a safe place to be? Think again. Think again. Jeez. And Skeeter's just gonna clean up on the tier 2 tower afterwards. Nothing to stop him. After he builds his BKB, he's probably gonna build hard. Timbersaw just finished the Bloodstone as well. Afraid of very little in this game. Oof. This hurts. This hurts. I mean, Ursa gets Bashan now, but that's actually crazy. I feel like I'm the one that's messed up, right? Because I'm clowning Charlie. Meantime, you literally can't do better than in this situation. It's just there's too much for this Ursa that to have to do. Really feel like the Tidehunter pick has done less than nothing for the team. They're gonna try now for a Blink Ravage attempt. Or maybe just the ample defense of the tier 2. But okay, y'all are standing here. Timber's farming top. Getting fatter. Y'all are probably gonna lose your outpost before 30. They don't care about it now, but trust it's going. I mean, oh, there, Beaver's just gonna be like, wait, why don't we just take the outpost? Feels bad.
Dyer's courier has been slain.
The reason why I went for the SNY rather than Manta this game is because of status resistance, my friend. Ursa, not going to be anywhere near this fight. No, Chessie will be able to get off the Ravage. It catches onto 5 heroes or 4. They managed to actually get the burst down onto both Baiba and Fata. A buyback will be there from Era. He's trying to come back into this fight. Skeeter right now will lose his first life. Will they be able to defend around him? 33 jumping into the fray, the chakra missing onto everything. There's no BKB available, so right now Skeeter might be in a very difficult position. Doesn't have defense as available either, so he actually gets himself killed. He dies, he dies, he dies, he dies, he dies. Great jump coming in right there from High Coast. And they cost them with their pants down. Nice dodge from 9 with the dissimulate from the Impale. But they finally revealed the Blink Dagger. Wait, did Chessie actually manage to hide that the entire time that he had it? If that's the case, that's quite impressive. But they clearly weren't expecting the blink jump Ravage. Or they thought they were going to be able to get the earlier kill faster. Hold that thought on the backside of the fight. Leroy dives back as he gets brought down. Now there's no Ravage. It's Chibi. He gets demolished. They're chasing back after Supreme right now. 8 the Remnant 9. Cool guys, don't look at explosions because he wants to chase down this Ursa. 2 seconds until he has the Astral Step once more. We'll be able to use it. Getting close to the Ursa. Dragging it back with the 8th Remnant. We'll have the Yule Scepter in a couple of seconds. But Charlie man's up on the high ground with the BKB. Turns around and slices down the Void Spirit. Big plays coming in right there from the Ursa. Charlie. Expensive usage of the BKB right there, but definitely worth it to save his own life. Jesse though will not be as lucky as he gets caught on the high ground, kicked back by Piper as well. We will have no shenanigans. He will be kept alive a little bit longer by the Kraken Shell, but that is of limited utility as Skeeter has popped the Phantasm. And they definitely want to grab the tier 2 tower off of this. Or not. Oh, Creeper is coming. Alright, he's got BKB, so what you want now, Skeeter? Hot? One of the issues, you know that last fight that looked pretty good actually for High Coast? One of the main problems is that every fight that includes a Ravage is going to look decent for them. But every fight that doesn't won't. And the thing that sucks is that trip BKBs will be available eventually. 9's building one, 33's building one. Wouldn't be surprised if Biver's building one as well. 9's going for Yules. If you're fast enough, you can actually, if you're at the edge of the fight, you can dodge the tentacles using Yules, but it's quite difficult to do.
Gold.
Either way, whenever Ravage is down, High Coast just have to back off. Second BKB is now out for the Timber Saw. Third one will come eventually. Very scary. Still gonna be a bit of time until Roche will or can even emerge again. Piper rolling forward pretty far. No, he gets the connection onto Supreme, forces the BKB out of him. The Astral will be there almost instantly out onto Skeeter, forcing the BKB out of him as well. Buyback will be there for the Earth Spirit. As they want to take this fight more aggressively, Skeeter has BKB. They're ignoring the tide for now. They're forced to turn their attention back onto Chessie. Chaos Bolt will be there out onto him. And they do manage to kill him.
Your time on
Well, that was a buyback from Biver. So not really all that much worth coming out of this play. Maybe they finally finished forcing out this tier 2 in the mid lane, but they could have done this ages ago, honestly. Yo, all in all, real talk, that fight is a win for High Coast. All they had to commit was a BKB charge for Supreme, the 10-second version. They didn't have to use Ravage. They didn't have to use the Ursa BKB. Oh, they did. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's much worse.
Middle tower is fallen.
Aether Remnant here, trying to do the pull up the wall trick. Doesn't manage to snag that, unfortunately, from 9. Farah's about to crack 15 as well. Yo, real talk, Farah's played really well this game.
Boy, Dyer's bottom tower is taking a
Really well. Been in all the right places. On the other side of the map, all that thought 9, BKB. Can't manage to pop it. Doesn't use Zul's either rather. BKB popped by the Ursa, he manages to get the kill. There will be a Ravage connecting onto 2 heroes as we see now. BKB's popped now from the side of Tundra. Not that much damage, down to 33. They manage to burst away onto Biver. Skeeter falling very low to this Ursa. He can't like fight back onto this just yet. And he ends up losing his life. Charlie though does end up dying to 33. Gonna be a double kill though for both Supreme as well as 33 right now. And the fight sort of goes sideways. It is a 3 for 3. A buyback was necessary from 9 to make it that way. They are committing a few more resources on the side of Tundra to make these fights even in their favor, but if they can catch Supreme, oh my god. Farah doesn't have an observer ward, so he couldn't throw it out. Feels bad. But 33, he is the X factor in that fight, manages to turn all the damage around. He also waits with the BKB. He understands that he's tanky enough to survive the Ravage. There's no way they burst him down during the stun duration of Ravage. So he BKBs afterwards, so that he still has maximum mobility during the fight itself with the rest of his team. Very nice play there from the Timbersaw. And they're trying to take the Roche, but man, this is going to be slow. they be able to pick it up? Jesus, they're still at it. Ursa? Ah, fuck, that's an IO. I'm so used to seeing the IO next to the Ursa that when I see the IO, like, my mind just immediately leaps to Ursa. But IO gets bursted, Shiba is gone. Taken out by Tundra. 33 will pick up more gold for himself. Get ever further. What did he just buy right now? Is this TP boots? Oh, just the Aghanim shot. Alright, so he will now have access to that young flamethrower. You know, just a little bit of extra damage. But I think the more important thing is the debuff, the slow. Keep heroes in place more often. Anybody else in this game have... I don't think anybody else wants early ags or shards just yet.
Bounty.
Supreme Fortunes also haven't really turned in this game. We'll wait and see if things get better for him. Speed up. Deciding to go for the Eye of Skadi. So some bonus armor, some HP.
Mirrors of my delight.
Maybe we'll prefer Satanic. But I suppose you also get the slow from this. It seems like they also want a bit more control on all their heroes. I wouldn't be surprised if after this Shiva's God, 33 decided to transition towards getting the Sheep Stick. It might actually be 9 as well who decides to do it. Speaking of 9, it gets brought down in the top lane. Found by Ira. And they're going to try and find revenge here. Skeeter jumping in on the front line. Can he pop the BKB in time to fight back? He doesn't need to, as they do manage to find the kill onto Shebe. A TP attempt will be there from Charlie, and he will succeed in doing so. At the same time, they're going to be running down Ira on the other side. So 2-for-1 trade. Skeeter ends up having enough discipline not to pop the BKB. That is interesting. I wouldn't have had that discipline. I would have 100%. I would have been spam clicking the BKB. Just to get away from that slow. But stays composed, and now they can apply pressure back in the opposite direction, despite the fact that they lost their mid laner. Very impressive here from Tundra. They have to be careful though, because Chessie does indeed have access to Le Blink Le Ravage. So rather back off. This flamethrower is so funny. I also love that it sets fire to things. It's awesome. Alright, so smoke up from High Coast. They're going to be looking for an aggressive play. Skeeter on the high ground will jump back onto Chessie. The Tide Hunter, maybe not the best target to target initially. At the same time, Abyssal Blade goes onto Fada. Fada managed to stay alive. They drag him back with the Reality Rift, and then they keep Fada alive with the Ghost Scepter. Yo, that was actually pretty great team play there between Skeeter and Fada. Pretty good stuff. The main thing though is that they're managing to keep HCE inside their base. They cannot really move outside whatsoever. Stuck up top the ramp. I mean, they can somewhat farm the top lane, but Charlie can only do this because he has the confidence that Shiba will save him. But even then it's difficult, because you know they have this outpost, so at any given time, they can just port there, decide to make things difficult for you. They're gonna smoke it out themselves though on the side of Tundra.
Set in stone.
Indeed, the decision to make life difficult for your opponent will come now. Biver, run that vision on the high ground. HCE at the very least position with the preemptive sentry. But Fata's smoke will pop. Oof. And Tundra can't find the connection with 33 either. They won't be able to grab out this next assassin. BKB, pop by Charlie. Charlie's gonna just be able to jump in after the Ravage. They burst away. 9 looking for Biver right now. Biver's gonna try and roll himself away with the Ghost Scepter. Fata does manage to get the TP out, but the banish will be there onto the Earth Spirit. And he's almost certainly gonna lose his life here. One more strike from Charlie will be able to kill him. What an Abyssal Blade. Yo, Charlie has been doing the hard carry work. He's still involved in almost every kill this team has made. 17 out of the 18. Beautiful jump with the BKB Abyssal Blade. Atop the Ravage from Chessie. Ooh. The Spirit Bros, this time around, they're the ones that get pounced upon. And 9 This keeps happening because he still doesn't have his BKB, but even then, because he gets jumped out of sight from the fog, he might need to consider an item like the Aeon Disc. I am not new to casting, fam. I've been out here. You're up. Gonna die. I'm not sure why 33 popped BKB for that though. At the same time, Nofata dies on the other side of the map to Charlie.
At last.
He needs actually like 2 items. He needs both BKB. He's going for Aeon Disc. I kind of think Aeon Disc is the first one though. Aeon Disc plus BKB I think is probably the best. The issue that I have with Lincoln Sphere is that you can still find yourself in this dangerous position where you get impaled. And then you get Blink Ravage anyway, doesn't really matter. So Aeon Disc into another defensive item might be the ticket. Because they don't need him for damage at this point, right? They just need him for the utility of the Resonant Pulse Silence, the drag back with the Aether Remnant. But Tundra not feeling super comfortable despite their massive gold lead. What's experience looking like right now? Cresting on 20k. And they're gonna actually try jump for chest yet again in the mid lane. He's gonna bait the fight for them, Ravage back in 5 seconds. They pick up the full Eye of Scotty just before the spike for Skeeter. So might be able to use the power of this item. No BKB pop by the Timbersaw. So he can't escape. And he gets bashed down. Charlie. Oh boy. We're getting to that late game stage. Also, late game, this game is 100% completely uncontested. And he just runs over everybody.
Middle tower ain't radiating no more. I'll vouch for that. You know what I mean? It's under attack.
And Tundra, coordination is starting to become an issue for them. Also, we've gotten a lot of uses out of this BKB for the Timbersaw, so 33 needs to watch out about his survivability in these fights now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is not a throw. This is Charlie deciding to bear up and just bearing the hell up effectively. Charlie's been out here, honestly. And the more that we see Charlie do his thing, better the odds are for being able to grab the victory in this game. What does he want next? MKB was actually quite an inspired item, I think, for him. Because he understands that he's not going to get very many bites at the apple. So when he has overpower on, you're going to maximize the chances of all these percentage chance attacks, you know. Bash, Pierce, you have Fury Swipes as well, can tear through these heroes. I mean, we saw how much damage you can do. I was talking earlier about how Matt might be able to do damage to kill these heroes through the duration of a single Ravage. Now it's more than enough time. It's gonna come down ultimately to CK. I'm gonna go for the Swift Blink. Does he want Heart Satanic after that? I'm not sure. Not really sure I like the Scotty that much, now that I'm looking at it. Like we saw it sort of in the previous fight, it didn't really seem like it made that much of a difference. Like he's a lot tankier I suppose, but this is Furious Swipes we're talking about.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's been fortificated. Don't waste your time.
Positioning themselves on the high ground, expecting that there's going to be a gank play coming in through the jungle. And they are not incorrect. It was indeed coming. They need to get some vision on that side of the map. They have nothing there. Actually, they're pretty blind all across us. On the side of Tundra. That's all they really see. And they're trying to force the Aegis right now. Do they know about this on the side of High Coast? They don't seem to intuit that it's happening. Although Supreme now walks past an Observer Ward in the mid lane, so they will have scouted out that he's coming here, so maybe they get the quick kill onto him. They've jumped him right now. OD will be the casualty. The fight's not done just yet though, because they come in with Charlie. Charlie was looking for additional damage, can't even get it. They get the roll in. Buyback will be able to find shape on the background with 33. Buyback will beat it from the IO. But right now, Chelsea with the rabbit catching 4 heroes to try and keep Charlie alive. It might not be enough though as they keep Charlie in the air with the hero step to burst him down right now with the resonant pulse to simulate combination. Skeeter also throwing in the damage with the CK. Finding himself the double kill there. We finally see what this team is capable of. It's Tundra. They pick off Supreme. Man, what the hell was they thinking on the side of HCE? Why would you go in for that fight? You already lost OD, who's a key component of making sure these fights can extend long enough for Ursa to deal damage. That's the hero that dies first and you still take the fight? Big X. Big X.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Skeeter proving his decision to buy the Blink Dagger to be the accurate one, able to get that deep reach. Now they can transition from picking up that Aegis into taking down the tier 3 tower. Fortification will be there. They don't have their own right now, but they still have more than enough damage to just secure the tier 3 tower. Go for the racks.
Regeneration. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks.
They have buyback on the Ursa as well as on the Tidehunter, but definitely loath to use it in this situation. Great team fight selection there, and now it is really time to invest in a refresher, my friend.
What have we?
Jesse, you need a refresher. I see you building this Lotus Orb, Chief, but it's not gonna help. Tristan, indeed I am South African. Indeed I am.
Bounty.
Hero and Supreme are smoked up, maybe looking for a target, but you're like, Interestingly, Supreme is the one that wants to buy a sheep stick in this game for his progression. They smoke up right now, but right underneath an Observer Ward, so this move will be seen incoming. They want to reveal the Swift Blink into the fight, and they try to go for it right now. 9 gets the deep jump onto Aaron. They find the silence. They get that kill. Jesse, will he be lucky enough to be able to escape this? But can't get in front of him enough to kick him back. But they're not done chasing, because they want Supreme. Tundra. All right, okay. They will be able to just force a BKB TP out, and I thought I heard a Wisp relocate. Okay, it was. To what end, I'm not certain. But it didn't really happen. But now, oh no. This Ursa alone down bottom. They don't have any bashes though. Maybe that's the item. Just get a Pistol Blade. Just so you can stop these shenanigans from happening. So you have some way of just getting on top of the hero. Supreme, Erstwhile, fighting against both Fata as well as 33. Chessie with the rest of the team. They're coming in to help. Fata will die. 33, can he escape away from this? Indeed he can. Have some love for your support players, yo. Is this a way to treat a support? No. Feels like right now Tundra is just, we're in this slow winning situation where they're gonna wait for the opportunity to go high ground again, take a next set of racks, maybe end the game, throw it in the game, wait it out, rinse, repeat. Yeah, and CK is gonna buy a Pistol Blade. He's like, I'm tired of this is ridiculous. Besides, he used some tank ability, so that's acceptable. Not enough, but enough. And 9 indeed is going to be the one for his team that builds the sheep stick. Given up on going for the BKB. You're going to have double sheep stick because 33 already has his one as well as the BKB. and 28 bloodstone charges. Anybody on his team has more kill KD than him? Him and Skeeter have the same amount of kills and assists, but he has one less death. Very impressive. Now, Ravage will be there, catches almost absolutely everybody, but haven't gotten a kill just yet. They managed to get the blink away on the side of the fight. In the middle of it is Skeeter going to town onto Supreme, trying to bring him down. There's going to be the standard clips flying out back onto him. At the same time, Charlie gets tossed into the air by the Yule Scepter. This is still the first life of Skeeter. He still has the BK Peter Pop as well. They do eventually manage to bring down 9. Supreme makes it happen. Will they be able to get some revenge for this? Yes, they do. It does cost the life initially of the Ursa, and it also cost the life in addition of the OD, of the IO, of the Tidehunter, excuse me, of the OD as well at the end of the fight. Everybody's dead. 4-man Ravage equals 4 heroes dead, and that's it. Game's over. GG. Yeah, this is always going to be the issue. Ursa being carried around can't really deal damage onto anybody. He's going to be able to at least right now jump onto the CK with the Abyssal Blade, but even now, getting slowed down so much, just can't get forward. What he's supposed to be able to do, Impale does fly out onto 33 right now. Skeeter still does not finally drop the Aegis, comes back. 33, just hopping away, still alive. CK falling very low with the armor toggle, but still will manage to live. 33 on the high ground with the BKB, manages to bring down Supreme. Will eventually fall apart and die though, as Fatsa also gets brought down. Supreme dies, but they don't end up losing an additional lane of racks. So in the grand scheme of things, yes, it does cost some expensive buybacks. Wasn't a cheap defense by any stretch of the imagination. Everybody except IO bought back. Still worth it if it means that you don't end up losing a second lane of racks. You forced them back, you took the Aegis. You know that this team is going to play very patiently and wait for the next one. You bought yourself some time.
Bounty.
Game now chasing, getting dragged back into the mid lane. They will be able to kill him. He bought back as well, so he doesn't have buyback available if they want to try and force a push here. And it looks like that's exactly what they want to achieve. 9 at the forefront of this. He does not have buyback either, as he expended it in the previous engagement. So maybe he just goes all in now. I would love if he bought like an Orchid. Just the amount of gold he needs for an item like that. Then you have like the triple silence, baby. Then heroes like OG, unless he's in BKB, are completely useless. Top. See at 33 wants the Ags. Look at this! Biva Ags, okay. Biva Ags flying out to him now, so he will be able to get the remnant plays. That's going to be really fun to see. So this is going to be basically safe for 9. Whenever 9 gets caught out, Biva is going to be like, I got you, fam. I'ma roll in and save you. And 47 minutes into this game, we'll see if they need additional salvation. Skeeter deciding they're not going to wait for the next Aegis. The team Phantasm on the high ground, they just jump onto Supreme. Supreme's in a lot of trouble. Supreme will live. Shebe will get onto him, but he will end up losing his life regardless. Plata jumps forward with the freezing field. Will be able to get out a lot of damage. Shebe dying on the backside of the fight as well. IO, no help available for the Ursa now. He buys back on the IO to try and do that, but unfortunately, they just drag the bear back into the middle of 5 heroes. And that's gonna be that. Tundra Esports have finally seen enough. And GG, well played, will be called. Tundra with the W. The W. Go. Honestly, in my honest opinion, High Coast off the back of Charlie overperformed, and that's why the game was this long. This game should have been a half-hour game at best. I feel like Charlie, yo, don't clown the man's right here. Charlie did everything he needed to do. Honestly, I could not have asked for a better performance from this Ursa. Ends up not working out in the end. Feels bad. But for Tundra, the mid game was just dominated by 9 and 5er, rolling around lane to lane, joining people, helping them get kills, enabling 33 and Skeeter. I mean, look at the kill involvement. 30 kill involvement from 33, Skeeter 31. Did everything they needed to do. Tons of damage dealt as well. But look at Charlie, honestly. Like, I'm actually even tempted to say Charlie's MVP of the match. Involved in 22 of his team's 24 kills. Look how much damage he dealt. The most hero damage on the map by far. He received almost as much damage as a Tide Hunter, as much as a Timbersaw, and more than a CK overall. Like, Mans did... Honestly, what could you do more? Honestly. But that was game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. So now we wait, we cool down, we refresh. Because game number 2 is gonna come soon. But before we get there, right? Very important thing, extremely important. Make sure that you're following the Twitch page. Come through, pop through, say hi in the chat, put through a follow. If you can, holler with a subscription. I know y'all are out here, fans of Jeff Bezos, swimming in their prime loot. Pull through, hop through with the subscription, you know. And make sure that if you can as well, you'll see the PayPal link just underneath the page on Twitch. Pop through with a donation there. Rent needs to be paid, coffee needs to be bought, and better equipment needs to be purchased. Better camera, better mic, all the bells and whistles to make sure that y'all get the best content possible. So until game number 2, stick around, listen to some beats, and the lobby is going to be loading in quite shortly. So we'll be back very shortly. Game number 2, some more Dota 2 action. Don't go anywhere. morning, everybody. We are out here. 1 second. Let's let this menu pull up. But while it's being stupid, while it's being dumb. Anyway, we're out here. Game number 2. High Coast Esports versus Tundra. We're already into a young draft right now. And things are looking quite decent for Tundra. They are sticking with what they already had. They ain't broke, don't fix it. Viva's like, yo, let me just win the game again the same way. And they're like, alright.
Dire team bad.
Bloodseeker.
Alright, I might just have to open the curtains, but camera's pretty bad. So, Bloodseeker comes out now for the side of High Coast. They're going to be trying something different to try and rejig things up, you know, make a difference in the game. One of the main issues from the previous game, it was kind of predictable exactly how they were going to play.
10 seconds remaining.
This game, at the very least, they can keep Timbersaw and or Earth Spirit locked down. In the previous game, honestly, it didn't really feel like Chessie and Supreme were able to do anything in that game. It was all on Charlie. So, here's to hoping they have a better game this go around. I also much prefer the first pick Coddle over the IO. Sure, IO is banned, but I prefer this expression of purpose. The IO pick didn't really feel that great for me, honestly. The way they played it. I think this gives them some much needed team fight.
5 seconds.
Because they were really lacking in team fight in the previous game. Yo. Ayaya Sputin, listen, nah. Listen. Look at your homies here in the chat. All the other homies, instead of simply questioning why stream's delayed, are happy that there's an English stream. Why the stress, fam? Would you rather have a delayed English stream or no stream at all? You know, pay for your sins with a follow.
5 seconds remaining.
So HCE ban out the Juggernaut. It's not fun to play Jug versus or Bloodseeker versus Jug. Kind of feel useless in that matchup. Hero can just always spin TP away. Tundra, with the exception of the IO, I forgot what they banned second in game 1, but their bans are actually exactly the same. Morphling, Doxia third, Enigma fourth. They took out Pangolier at some point. This time around they take out the Nyx. Okay, at least they're showing some respect. They're like, alright, Era. That was really annoying playing against you in this hero. I mean, can you just imagine the reach across the map with Bloodseeker Nyx? So, I can fully understand why they decided to ban it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
High Coast now. I'm not sure you want to ban heroes that you already saw in the previous game just because they wanted them. Maybe Void Spirit still might be a useful ban. 9 did sort of fall off at some point on the hero, but that was primarily due to dives, not because of the hero matchup in the game. They take out Oracle, that's interesting. Alright, so are we looking for a Batrider pick? Perhaps? Are they setting up for that with this Oracle ban? They give themselves the Earthshaker. It's always interesting seeing Earthshaker versus these heroes that can jump over the fissure. Often what ends up happening is those heroes end up getting isolated from the rest of the team.
10 seconds remaining.
They might respond in a similar fashion to previous game on the side of Tundra and just go all in on the mobility, that it doesn't really matter that much about the fissure block. It's more about the stun Echo Slam.
Radiant team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Okay, we're gonna get some combo break and some lane support right now. I always like Witch Doctor versus heroes like Coddle. You know, heroes that normally have high reach who try to run away from the fight, but got Maledict on you, pretty much impossible to do so.
10 seconds remaining.
And also you make life difficult for Bloodseeker. If you drop the Death Ward in a decent enough position, it makes jumping into the fight very hard for this hero. He's just worried about losing all his HP in just a second, getting shredded down by the Witch Doctor.
Dire team pick.
Storm Spirit.
High Coast go for Storm. Not that much lockdown for this hero. You already know the support duo. I mean, they could just decide to put Earth Spirit mid, Timbersaw in the off lane, Witch Doctor 5, and then get like the Shadow Shaman now.
10
If they
seconds
could pull that
remaining.
off, I feel like that would be crazy good in this game.
5 seconds remaining.
Like, core Earth Spirit this game would be unstoppable. Hey, thank you for the sub. You know, I actually feel bad, right? I sort of like rebuilt the stream from scratch, and I haven't really added back all the audio cues to thank y'all for follows and subs. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Yo, what a legend. Yo, what a legend. Y'all are awesome, actually, incredible. And I'm also setting up like some additional reward tiers for everybody with the sub, you know. Put out some personalized gas for y'all,
Remaining. Bang.
but only for y'all who sub, because y'all will keep this going. Tundra, go for DK mid, one of the best heroes in the game across all time versus the Storm Spirit. Because you just sit there, dare this hero to come at you, generally not able to.
You got 10 seconds. What's
Like,
the hold
yo,
up, sunshine?
just solid in the lane. What's very frustrating is that often when Storm Spirit hit level 6, you want the ability to be able to kill the opposing hero. But he's going to be forced into rotating this game. But even then, what do you rotate to? Killing Timber's going to be difficult. Like, they'll have to drop several spells on one hero, like everything, without any other heroes present. Timber's probably the most obvious target this game. Orchid though will be amazing once he picks it up. Gonna make a fantastic
10
difference.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Viper taken out right now by Tundra as their last band. They also take out this Bat Rider.
Dire team.
It did, looking at some of these bands, it did kind of feel like Bat Rider was on the cards. Because they still do need a hero for the off lane. I highly doubt they're going to put Bloodseeker off lane. This feels like the core hero. But they do have last pick, so they can decide on that.
10 seconds remaining.
Although because they have last pick, they could actually be playing that in the more offlane role, so they can last pick a hard carry. Tundra, let us see what the decision is going to be for them. With a troll. Okay, I'm fine with this. It's a decent enough troll game. Definitely needs BKB, but once he has it, the fights look pretty good for him.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
High coast. Now, balls in your court. What's it going to be? Where's Bloodseeker going? Is Bloodseeker going off lane or is he going safe lane? What's going to be nice against Troll this game? You don't have any instant disable. I don't know. Another kind of feel like would be nice. I feel like an Underlord would be decent here. I want an Aura carrier. They've already banned Doxia, they've banned Enigma. Tide clearly doesn't play as an Aura carrier on the game. Or on the team, rather. And they get OD again. So who's going offlane? Okay, offlane OD. Maybe they were listening to the stream. They're like, okay, fine. We're supposed to just play this offlane in any event. I don't know about this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about this. What y'all think? What y'all think? Here we go. I am firmly in the Tundra camp. Honestly, I just don't think this OG hero is all it's cracked up to be in. It's not an every game hero. Must come once in a while, you know. But make your predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. I am going all in on Tundra. That's what I say. I don't think High Coast have given themselves as much of an opportunity as they'd like. One of the really frustrating things about playing Bloodseeker into Troll is that if you don't get the Blood Rite out into Troll, and or if Troll has anything to dispel the Blood Rite, Troll doesn't mind eating the Rupture, standing there and saying, let go. I mean, sure, you can sometimes get him low enough that you Rupture him after he commits the Battle Trance, and then as he chases you around, he just loses all his HP. But even then, it kind of feels if you're relying on winning the fight in that direction at that point, I'm not sure. On the bright side though, we do have a little bit of a less active hero for 9. So, you know, that does mean a few more opportunities available for you on the side of High Coast to farm out your items. Chelsea's not going to have as rough a game as Supreme had, just getting caught out everywhere on the map on the OD. But we shall see. I don't know. I'm still highly skeptical of this High School draft. And given what's happening in Game 2 as well, where they had last pick, it does seem to me that they have selected second pick both times around. Maybe this time around they just took Radiance. I don't know. Either way, let's see what y'all predict as well. So, this time there is some love for High Coast. There is some love for High Coast. People don't have an entirely negative outlook on what's going to happen. There's some hope for a Game 3. Not much hope in my opinion, but hope nonetheless. Hope nonetheless. This time around, so we also don't see Tundra making any super weird moves behind tier 2s and tier 3s. They're just like, yo, let's get our bounties, man. They have an observer ward down, so unless they come in with a big smoke gank, they should be able to nag at least one. We do see that Shebe is on the prowl to try to snag the other one. He does have Illuminate though, so you can't force the Timber Sword back from this. And let's see. Outplayed. Nice. All done, Shebe. Now Fata needs to be able to get this one to make it even. Fata gets it. Fata makes the counter outplay. Very nicely done. So both position 5 from either team, proving their mettle and securing their early bounty runes for the team. Now the game gets underway. 33 on Bible. Both of them reprising their hero roles. Very similar start to the lane for them. They'll be contesting against this Charlie Bloodseeker as well as the Shibe Coddle. This lane is unfortunate for Bloodseeker. That's all I'm gonna say. Just unfortunate. Just can't apply the same amount of pressure you're usually able to do. You have to do what you can in the earlier moments of the lane itself, because as time goes on, things just get rough. The mid lane, Supreme versus 9. Stable match, boring as hell. No one dies unless they get massive help. A roll through from the Bible Earth Spirit onto Supreme, perhaps followed by a kick back into 9 for the Dragon Tail, can maybe lead to a kill. But otherwise, it's just gonna be farm in the mid lane. Who cares? Well, we'll care if it gets like super lopsided, but it shouldn't. And out on top, we have Skeeter and Fada, Troll and the Witch Doctor playing up against Chelsea's OD as well as the Era Earthshaker. Much better lane for Chelsea. At the very least, I think a hero that can, although yes, he is the Astral Machine in the same fashion that the Tide was the Ravage Machine, at least there's a lower cooldown on the Astral, more utility available for the hero overall. I am saddened by the fact that they don't have an Aura carrier. I think they should exploit this on the side of Tundra by maybe buying like a pipe at some point on this Timber Sword. It gets an item like that. There's a lot of this damage that's going to come from High Coast that just gets pretty much ignored. But let me think, where's first blood most likely going to happen? They're going to go for it in the top lane. The Coconut does bounce back twice. He does get rooted as well on the side of Chelsea. But they're just trying to zone him away from these creeps. Okay, 43-57. High Coast actually gets the prediction W here. Alrighty, let's go. Charlie, down bottom. He use Blood Rite to protect himself. But yeah. The lane just gets more and more like this, where whenever Blood Rite is down, 33 just can do what he wants. Make pretty much any movement on the map that he desires. I'm gonna jump in again onto Charlie. Bloodseeker falling very low. Pop the quick salve just to avoid a little bit of damage. We'll be able to run himself away. Blood Drive will be there. Keep him safe. And then he'll regain all the HP that he needs off these creeps. Towards the mid lane, as expected, gonna be fairly static. Not much happening in this particular situation. Zero's trading back and forth. That's so... Only seems such a waste of mana to even harass this hero. This DK is so annoying. Top lane, Chessie was taking a lot of damage. Does get saved at the end of the day by the fissure from Era. I think most likely first blood is going to happen here in the top lane. Chessie's already feeling like he's under a little bit of pressure here. Never fought his position properly and fissure is down. Doesn't feel like he actually wants to approach the lane at all. Still will be able to get farm for himself, but not the easiest thing in the world. Then to also pull off. Very similar to game number 1, where a very static early game, but we might see the first blood Era has made the rotation. Can Viper help out? He cannot. Well, he can actually, that's slow. Seems like it's enough, and 9 pops the wand as well. So the Illuminate Burst will not be enough coming in from the Coddle. So they've drawn 3 heroes here. Unable to bring down the DK. One of the best parts about picking this hero. Just tank up forever.
I thank you.
Look at him, look at him. Look at him tank up right here. What a guy. And because of that, that does mean that out on the flanks, there is much more space available for these core heroes to the side of Tundra. 33 might be in a little bit of trouble though, but level 2 reactive armor and the radio committed Illuminate. I don't know about this, yo. At the same time, Fada does find the first blood. Blood right, will it connect onto 33? No, it will not. So Charlie cannot keep chasing.
Dire's fortified, I see.
But top, they do finally get a kill. Fata, Maledict, thrown out onto the Earthshaker. Does help to get the kill. And he's out here with the rest of his team. He's chasing down onto Supreme. Supreme in a whole world of trouble. Fissure will be there from Era to separate these heroes, but they still do manage to bring down the Stone Spirit. Wonderful rotation. Chessie will get the kill out onto Biver, but that's gonna be about it. Fata just TP's out, realizes that the fissure is down. 9 just walks back to the mid lane. Shortly sending out some additional regen. Nope, just getting some treads. Or most of the treads. That is pretty huge, I think, in that lane. The counter rotation that they make to counter the initial 3-man rotation that came to them works out in their favor. And bottom, Charlie is getting closer to that Maelstrom, but there is a peak for this hero. Must be played around correctly.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing.
These are not the easiest heroes for Bloodseeker to play into in the late game.
Double damage.
So quite important that they make something happen now. 9 pops a DG rune. Still has half duration left on his ultimate. Will not be able to press onto the tier 1 tower, unfortunately, so we'll just back into the jungle. Might decide to rotate with Biver, who does look like he wants to try and find a kill out on the top lane. They're trying to isolate Chessie, and Chessie has just committed the Astral. It is level 3, but nonetheless... Okay, they're just gonna change their mind, rather go for Era. Era in a little bit of trouble. Biver does manage to find the bonus smash. Rolling Boulder will be there as well, and they will be able to get the kill. There are the body blocks from the 4 position. Enough damage. Let's see, one more tick. Oh, not enough damage. Not enough damage. Nicely done there by this Earthshaker. They'll be a bit disappointed in themselves on the side of Tundra. But they achieved the mission, I think, overall of making Chessie feel a little bit unsafe. Both carries on both teams. Well, okay, now we see Chessie getting gone on himself. Biver doesn't want to roll into that situation though. Right underneath the tier 1 tower, excuse me, when he knows there's a meme hammer as well. They're going to turn their attention back onto Fada. Gets fissured in, so this is going to be the death of the Witch Doctor. A bit too much greed in trying to approach this OD here in the top lane. And they do end up getting punished for it. Nando pops ulti in the mid lane. And he's trying to muscle down the tier 1 tower yet again. Just chip it down slowly but surely. There's no tree, so there's no rush. And you have the late game advantage, so why stress yourself? He's gonna try and pick up the rune here. find himself a haste rune. This might lead to him finding the kill actually. Beautiful roll coming in from Shebe to assist with this one. And they get the additional slow. Shebe will die. Charlie does find the rupture. 9 retreats beneath the tier 1 tower, very low on HP, doesn't have the wand anymore, and does end up losing his life behind the tier 1. At the same time though, Biber does get brought down by the OD. Supreme, very low on HP, Skeeter chasing him down, already committed the battle trance. Does he have the damage? Gets off! The whirling axis to slow him down long enough to connect with the right click. Skeeter finds the kill. So 2 for 2 there. Mid for support on both sides. Deep commitment there from High Coast, but at the same time, 33 down bottom, just pushing things out, happily doing his thing.
It's under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, did he get denied? Oh, he actually got denied. Feels bad. Oh, feels bad. Feels bad, feels bad, feels bad. The 3 heroes from High Coast unable, unfortunately, to get the trade. So the swap maneuver not going to be effective. You see Fada manages to get a Maledict out onto Supreme before he goes down. He's not even going to go down. Supreme's the one that's in trouble. He is going to take out the Maledict for sure. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Witch Doctor even told him it's about to pop. Nan says, nah, I'm trying to get that gold, fam. This time around, there's no neutral deny for you, buddy. Gonna get burnt down by this DK. And Tundra now will make use of his DK form in the mid lane era. The roll will not connect from Bible, but the tier 1 tower is in dire situation. They end up rotating in several heroes here. Meme Hammer gonna get committed after the banish into the Blood Ride. Can they bring down this DK? They brought Charlie into the fray as well. Charlie will be able to find the kill, chasing down this DK. And Bible gets his roll blocked by Charlie as well. The banish will be there. They don't have Meme Hammer back, but they do have the Blood Right. They'll be able to get off the silence. And additional damage will be enough for Charlie to secure the double kill there. This all as the Siege Dragon is arriving middle, and he's revealing the Maelstrom. So, okay, they're gonna back away from this area though, because they want to try to get a kill onto 33 in the top lane. They get out the Rupture onto the Timbersaw, and they try to dare him to escape the area, but he knows he cannot.
You had your warning.
Gets brought down. All 3 core heroes show up from the side of High Coast. And they collapse onto the Timbersaw, bringing him down. So with the exception of Skeeter, all cores dying across the map. And they protect their tier 1 tower middle as well. That's the important thing. Getting a kill on the DK during the DK ulti, fantastic. And they just recall the storm middle. Beautiful.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See a jump now, Skeeter. Vanished up. First opportunity that they'll really have to get onto this troll, and they do manage to find him. Beautifully done. At the same time, Shebe de-warding on the high ground as well. I mean, yo, Skeeter, we get it, right? You were pressuring bottom. You wanted to try to steal some of their camps, but isn't this a bit far, fam? As a retreat path? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Was feeding himself a little bit too much there. Ends up getting punished.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
33. Just finished pushing on top. Will not get himself denied. Very nicely done.
Top tower is fallen.
Just secures the necessary gold in the scenario. Bloodseeker needs BKB next, and indeed he's going to be queuing that up instantly after he finishes the Maelstrom. There's just so many ways for them to, if the entire team is there in a decent position, for them to disrupt him being able to run around in the fight. So won't be doing himself any favors if he stops over for like an SNY, Basher first, get the BKB, go ham. We also are on a bit of a clock in this game. First of all, Skeeter still looking for his Battle Fury. Just needs to finish off the Claymore to round out this item. At this point, looking at like what, 15-minute timing? No danger in the vicinity, so he's gonna try to just farm it up slowly. The big timing that we're waiting for though is gonna be the Supreme pickup of this Orchid. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be like the big game changer. For a while it's gonna determine the name of the game until the full BKBs are ready on the side of Tundra. Speaking of Tundra, they smoked up On ahead middle. Jesse already used the Astral, going for this Timbersaw Echo Slam onto Fada though. Fada and 9 not going to be able to participate in the fight. They've already lost one. Hero though, 8 in a Malediction. And he's going to end up losing his life. Jesse trying to save him, using the Astral. Will it be enough? I don't think so. He's going to end up popping. They roll in with Viper as well, and they get the Dragon Tail stun out onto Jesse. OD turning back with the sand that he's at least getting some mana burn out for his troubles, but he'll end up losing his life regardless.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now finally, you can go for this tier 1 tower. Skeeter happy to just sit here. 9 with the Blink Dagger jumping forward. Dragon Tail stun out onto Jesse. Movement speed a bit too high to really take advantage of this. Skeeter activating the battle trance, unable to really do damage all that much right now. Will be able to get him back and save him? No, they will not. Supreme jumps back on him. Gets caught himself with the Maledict as well as the Death Ward. Ends up losing his own life. Though he's in a lot of trouble too though, as we see Charlie wanting to hunt down some of these targets. He sees Fada, he sees 9. Fada's going to be the easier version. Might not actually be able to catch up to him though. Trying his damnedest. Throws out the Blood Drag. And he gets denied by the neutrals as well. Are you kidding me? Fata. Oh my goodness. This neutral camp has put in work for both teams at this point. Tundra seemed like they were doing really well in that fight, but they sort of ran out of resources, and Charlie at this stage of the game is still a major threat. Able to turn the tide there for his team, forcing back Tundra. By some miracle, they're going to be able to deny the tower rather than losing it for free.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied. The prodigal hero returns.
Smoke up.
Yeah, I
I want to reveal now. Oh, actually not revealing anything. It's on a, maybe a ward mission. Yeah. Swapping out the wards on Chibe. Double fluffy hat strat. Boy!
I was meant to have this.
Best strat EU.
Bounty.
Fiverr just going towards the Yule Scepter. Doesn't look like they're going to accomplish much with the smoke. Alrighty, so we finally do have this Battle Fury. It's flying out now. 15 minutes as expected. And fortunately for himself, he does have a young ancient stack that's ahead of him. It's always nice when you have this nice juicy stack to debut the item on. It's lovely. Still not in condition to really participate in fights all across the map. So that does mean that High Coast have an opportunity to finish these BKBs.
Regeneration.
Bloodseeker almost has his. OD almost finished it as well. It's only Supremus left out of the mix now, although the Orchid is available. So I would very much like to see them do something with this Orchid. I mean, holy smokes, it's so strong right now. Before this, BKBs, Yule Scepters, anything of the like. They're all maybe gonna rotate top right now.
I'm over here.
And he's making very good use of this regen rune. And I see a jump now going out onto Fada, getting silenced up, getting brought down. This kill will go the way of Supreme. No Fata throws out the Maledict, does not throw out any additional spells. They have some space now to apply pressure to the tower. It's at half HP. They should be able to take it, in fact, with these heroes. Who are they calling up? They bring in Charlie. Charlie! Just in case there's any rotations, then the Bloodseeker can sink his teeth into one of these heroes. He also does now have the BKB available. And do they maybe want to try jump onto 33? Shibe in the trees, recalling Supreme. But I don't know, if with both heroes here, it's a little bit difficult. Era is in the area though. They're going to be able to get the jump onto 33 with the silence as well. If they have enough damage to kill him, they activate the Blade Mill. The banish will be there from Jesse. Era under Maledict as well as Magnetized. 33, who's going to pop first? It is going to be the Timbersaw. He's going to be the first person to go down. Earthshaker does die eventually, but Skeeter has the Rupture out onto him. Finds himself getting ruptured up right now. Will they be able to bring him down when he comes back? Yes, he does. Astral will kill him. And the IOD throws in that Sandity's Eclipse to get the additional damage down that's necessary to get Viper over the edge. And Supreme will collect his corpse. 4 heroes perish. Only 9 survives. He wasn't in the fight. A very, very weird fight for them to take on the side of Tundra. So 33 gets caught out first, next to the tier 2 tower. And Earthshaker jumps them, but you think that when they see that the Timbersaw is probably going to die, they have to back immediately. But they go a bit deeper, get caught inside the Fissure, get caught inside, a few heroes get caught inside the Blood Rite as well. Suddenly the fight is goes super south, no retreat is possible. Jesse jumps up, Astrals away the key hero, and they keep just getting this Rupture out, only onto Skeeter, and they wait until they force into Battle Trance. Always great, always great. Might need a Lincoln Sphere or a Lotus Orb. Maybe just Lincoln's, honestly, it's probably safer. $4K gold here at the moment to the side of High Coast. You see down bottom, Shibit doing the Lord's work, keeping this lane pushed out, not allowing Tundra to apply any positive pressure on the map for themselves. Wants to build himself towards the mech for his team. They need sustain so bad, it's going to make a huge difference here. Supreme going to go in for this Bloodstone. He's having a much more positive game than he had on the OG. See, the difference is the Stone Spirit hero can actually do stuff, great stuff. Hero also about to complete the Blink Dagger. And they're gonna give him a Philosopher's Stone as well, so he can keep accruing gold as the game goes on. Time to smoke, right? Who's carrying it? Actually just rotate Charlie bottom. Rupture out onto 33. That's that play mill. Timber chains away, but there are gonna be so many heroes surrounding him. Sibe was sitting in the trees, and he ends up being the one to call in additional support. Beautiful pincer maneuver coming in right there from High Coast. They're really playing so well right now. Roll in into the mid lane. They find Chessie with the Magnetize on him, but BKB popped by the OG. Butter find himself getting 70s down, but he's still gonna survive. He cannot say the same for Beaver, but he might not stay alive for long. He's trying to TP away, won't be able to make it. Charlie chases him down on the Bloodseeker.
Storm Force!
5K gold lead right now for the side of High Coast. They are looking mighty good in this game. Charlie, yet again, having a phenomenal game. The path to Roshan perhaps lies open. Not enough damage just yet, but don't think they'll be bothered for quite some time in the pit. Whilst they still have the Blink Echo.
Bounty.
Man, Skeeter needs this BKB, but feels like he needs several items at once. Also, 33 has not been able to have a game at all. The impact hasn't been felt from this Timber whatsoever.
Set in stone.
He's 0-4 and 3 right now. They're half behind on the kills. Also, one of the things that not always disappointing when you see a particular draft from a team, you can tell when a team doesn't play a certain style of Dota, because they've needed to be able to group up behind 9, the entire team, and not be split up with 33 farming one portion of the map, Skeeter here and there. You know, playing DK is an entire team endeavor. But you can tell they're more used to sort of giving freedom to 9, so he can jump around, do his own thing, buying space for 33 who can pressure the side lanes, and then Skeeter eventually gets involved. Like how even when they play like Skeeter Slark or something, one of the more active heroes that I think he goes for every now and then, even then they generally tend to play it as more this assassin style hero, or there's dual assassins between himself and this mid 9. 9 in this game though needed to play a much more staunch solid role, hasn't really worked out that way. There's a smoke now though from High Coast.
Touché. Come over here.
Let us introduce the Blink, baby. And 33. He's gonna be the unfortunate victim. No way he survives this. Definitely gonna get bursted. And as they bring him down, they want to keep chasing for more. Nah, it seems like it's like nope. We are not gonna keep this chase going. We're gonna back off right now. BKB finally available for Troll, but feels like the road to recovery is very long for Tundra. That if they want to win this game, they're gonna have to take it very late. They probably understand that a Rosh attempt is being done right now. Can they get here in time to stop this? Does not look like it. Supreme is fairly low though. They don't get inside the pit. Viper misses the roll. Astro will be out immediately onto our troll warlord. Skeeter doesn't get off the BKB in time. He might get chain disabled to death, and indeed that's gonna happen. He ends up getting brought down. Era with the Echo Slam Fissure allows Chessie to drop the hammer down. 9 able to TP back to safety. Why didn't you pop BKB, Skeeter? My soul is hurt. My soul is hurt. Oh my god, you mad, bro? What's up, my G? What's up, my G? I'm back out here, fam. I'm so glad to see you, dude. So glad to see you. As well as I can do. Hold that thought. We see that there's gonna be a jump in. 33 is gonna try to turn around onto Supreme. Lots of damage done to his full spread, but now hero reinforcements. They won't be able to catch it. That was so sick from Chessie. Dodges the roll, blinks away, he's safe. So they can jump you in your own jungle and you still are unable to punish them back. Phenomenal. Honestly, honestly, Tundra are not playing very well this game. This is, yeah. Like, you can't be. I'm just thinking about how different this game might have been if he doesn't die in that fight. They don't save the ages, but it's just a different game suddenly. Or still, but now yeah. Looks like Basher being built up for the Bloodseeker, unless he's waiting for Deso. And he actually, not Basher being built up. Basher has been built. He's done. He's finished. Jump now. They find Skeeter. Skeeter. BKB. Okay. He gets off the BKB. But he gets ruptured. So he's gonna die now. Bro, why did you battle trance? Oh god. Fata's gonna die now as well. Alright, GG. That's it, GG. Explain. Somebody explain to me. I don't understand what just happened. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I understand that, right? That if he BKBs, he probably still loses. But it's better. Bottom 33 is gonna die. They managed to pop Viper as well. And they're gonna get 9 maybe too. 9 does manage to get the jump and get the cross kill back onto Chessie. But now they're calling in Charlie to try and maybe get a kill onto 9. Woo! Last minute TP. My issue with the play that he made there is that this entire game, the primary way they've been killing him is, we literally talked about it in the draft. Wait until he battle trances, rupture him, and watch him run away and kill himself. And that's all they've been doing. So if you see the enemy coming, you know, at the time they still had their outpost. So you should have just BKB TP out, maybe you die. But the way you've been dying is guaranteed to happen if you don't do anything else. And he might die here as well. Yeah, he's dead.
Monster kill. My kind.
Oof. Pain. DK getting caught out by this fissure. Hira making sure to hold him in position. Supreme able to finish the jump onto him. 33 tries to run through them with this blade mail, but not able to do all that much. This game is over. This game is over. Yeah. They know it. They're like, this is like, have you guys ever been to, thinking about that? Switch on the line now. It's too dark. Have you ever been to like a rap battle or a cypher, and when somebody gets cooked and they're like, alright, okay, GG. What a bizarre game from Tundra. Is it just me or did that feel like two different teams? The only players who played the same, 9 and Fata sort of played the same, but the rest of the homies, I don't know about that one. Yeah. Yeah, and they lost. Yeah, they decided to go for this. The thing, the draft for me wasn't the big issue. It's the play. Something was terribly amiss in game number 2. And High Coast capitalized. They just played a clean game. Yet again, Charlie overperforms. 9-0-9 on his Bloodseeker. Him and Jesse just go on a tear across the map. Jesse involved in 20 kills this time. Much better game, much better performance from him. So for game 3, definitely give him a more active hero rather than a Tide Hunter. Give Supreme a hero that can jump deeper. Much more solid game from High Coast. And Tundra just looked completely off the pace. So whenever you have a game like this, where one team is playing much more comfortably and clearly has a comfort advantage, but they just felt more comfortable on the side of High Coast and they performed like that. 9 in particular, I don't want to see him play a hero like DK again. There's a couple of players across the world that can play this super high tempo DK that just goes from lane to lane killing everything, but if your name is not Maybe or Nisha or Ori, probably don't pick the DK and expect to play it at that tempo. And which is kind of the way that 9 needs to play in order to win games. And Skeeter, 0, 6, and 2, yeah, stop feeding. Stop feeding. I don't know what else to say. Hey, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was game number 2. Game number 3 coming very soon as we load into the draft. So stick around, don't go anywhere. And before we go on break, before you go stretch your legs, get some coffee, some water, a beer, I don't know what time it is in the world you're at, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Like this time, we're upping the ante. I asked everyone to follow earlier, but now asking everyone directly. Subscribe, come through. Let's do this thing. Get better gear. Wouldn't you want a better production for yourselves? But we'll be back very shortly. Game number 3, the The two of them have sort of traded garbage games, honestly. Game 1, High Coast didn't really look that good except for Charlie. Game 2, nobody really looked good on the side of Tundra. Like, 9 was okay. Yikesy play. So, let's hope here in game number 3 that we're going to see something a bit more exciting. Living up to the massive expectations that are possible from all of these players. And if you're here for the first time, hello, what's up? Say hi in chat. My name's Snare. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you followed if you haven't already. Also, make sure you're subscribed.
10 seconds remaining.
You know how much y'all love Amazon. Y'all have some Twitch loot running around.
5 seconds remaining.
So pull through, subscribe. Let's do the thing. Let's make the channel bigger. Let's make it bigger. Bigger and better. That's what we're gonna do. So High Coast lead the draft off with the IO pick. So they did this in game 1 and the game went very, very poorly. Very, unimaginably badly, honestly, that game. But I think part of it was because they were forced to they were drafted into a corner. Let's see whether or not this time around they're able to make this hero work. Does get through the ban phase as they chose to remove the Shibe Coddle. To be fair, Shibe wasn't really the reason they lost that game, so if they can plan better for how to use the IO, I could still see this hero being useful. We'll see Bible reprise his role in the Earth Spirit for the 3rd game in a row. Hey, Comrade D. What's up, G? What's up?
Bloodseeker.
Yeah, and D is right. High Coast, Bloodseeker, they go for... I can actually imagine them playing this on Charlie again. He played the Blast game pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. So if they do make the decision to go in for this BS once more, the one thing it can give them is if playing this BS hero with IO, like even more insane maneuverability and mobility across the map. It also means that the few situations there where Charlie was like overextending in the previous game won't really be an issue, backed up with the IO. Like there's almost no way that you pick IO Bloodseeker first and you're playing these heroes separate from one another. They have to be the duo. Okay, so we finally get the Skeeter special. The Wraith King. Skeeter Wraith King. Alright. This is when, you know, you're losing the game, you're losing the series, and you're like, okay guys, alright team, listen. I thought we could get away with the 2-0, my bad. Give me the game-winning hero, I will win the game.
5 seconds remaining.
High Ghost. In response to this, I might want to ban Phoenix. Especially if I'm playing with IO. I suppose you have Bloodseeker, but I don't know if I want to play against the Phoenix directly. Although Tundra haven't really demonstrated that they want that hero in this series. Puck is still fairly high value for Tundra especially. Like Puck Wraith King, what a combination. Especially when there's an Earth Spirit as well in the mix to add extra pressure. You also have to remember the experience from game number 1. Against the Void Spirit. Leashes are extremely powerful against these heroes that need to be hyper mobile at all times. Like Bloodseeker IO. They ban out Enchantress, trying to avoid that early game pressure. Don't forget, this is the second game for both of these teams here in the group stage, and both of them have lost their first one. So if you lose again, really poor start to the overall group. At that point, I think you have like 2 losses max before there's no possible way to get into the upper bracket.
10 seconds remaining.
But even then, you're already gone. 3 losses, I think, is the worst you want to really do. Especially when you know the league's going to be competitive. High Coast right now. Have to respond to this Chessie Tidehunter being banned out.
Dire team banned.
AA banned. I imagine you ban Puck after this, right?
Radiant team banned.
Tundra actually are the ones that decide to remove the Timber Soul. So one of your Chessie's gonna play. The OD that he played in the previous game can be sometimes useful against Wraith King matchups. If you can sort of catch him at the very last second and you sanities him just before the last tick of damage comes out from someone else, then you can actually kill him before the reincarnation pops.
5 seconds remaining.
Thanks to Lemana Ben, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like the hero for this game. I think they need something with the stun. Sand King perhaps? Lanes decently against the Wraith King.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, I had to ban Puck. Can't ban AA and not ban Puck. Tundra, what do they want to remove here against High Coast?
10 seconds remaining.
They probably ban out that Earthshaker again, actually. Era did a lot of
5
work.
seconds remaining.
So you have to decide what stunning hero is Era gonna play. Don't let it be Earthshaker. Don't let that happen again. Especially against Wraith King. Wraith King, whenever you're respawning, you don't want these heroes to play into you that can control the zone around where you're respawning. It's already a problem right now with the Bloodseeker. But it gets worse. It gets worse.
Dire team pick.
And ban the Pangolier from Tundra. Let's see, what's Fada gonna play? He's played Crystal Maiden.
Radiant
He can play
team
Grimstroke.
Grimstroke.
Grimstroke Earthspirit's incredibly strong.
pick. Dire team pick.
The bind on the Soul Bind is amazing versus Io. It's actually one of the best. And also you have this amazing silence as well from the Phantom's Embrace to try and just change up the dynamics of the fight overall. In this game you also do have the double Wraith Fire Blast. Fada is very comfortable on this hero, so good times. High Coast will respond with a Lion, get themselves some additional burst, some control. Also holding their cards a bit closer to their chest. They want to see what Tundra is going to reveal in terms of another core before they commit for their own ones. Because they don't have the last pick right now, so they have to be very strategic about when and where they pick their heroes. Tundra now would love to get a hero that synergizes well with the Grimstroke, as well as the Wraith King and the Earth Spirit. Darkseer would be great, it just would suck playing 3 melee heroes in this situation. I suppose he does have... Oh, Enigma, alright. So these are the heroes that High Coast were banning against them in the second phase previously, right? Darkseer and Enigma. Similar reasons, massive amounts of teamfight. Just creates lots of control around the map. Very solid in the lane.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Ban.
High Coast
Bristleback.
responded to Bristleback. Okay.
Dire team ban.
I'm not 100% sure about Bristle this game. This could actually work quite nicely. They do have a lot of kite potential for this hero.
Ten seconds remaining.
But I'm always worried, like, I used to play Bristleback a lot, one of my favorite heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
I always used to hate playing into Enigmas. At some point, you're just in a
Radiant
fight,
team ban.
and you're forced to stay within Midnight Pulse for a little bit longer than expected. You take so much damage. This game though, it does have, it won't really have IO. I guess the IO can leash onto the Bristleback, and then the Bloodseeker runs to the backline of the fight. But I'm also not sure how they're gonna lane this. Offlane Bristleback, offlane Bloodseeker. Options are
10
available for
seconds
both.
remaining.
Tundra's a bit more straightforward, right? Skeeter definitely
5
plays the Red
seconds
King.
remaining.
33 definitely plays the Enigma. So we're looking for a 9 hero for Tundra. For High Coast, not certain. High Coast actually ban out the Viper. Viper, yeah. Yo, as much as I was talking trash about his stable play, 9. If it was a Viper versus Bristleback, IO, Bloodseeker, yo, too good. High Coast though, what's Supreme gonna play? I think we're all looking for a Supreme hero. One of these, we don't have the mid laner just yet for them. Can't really play they actually banned the Storm themselves. He's gonna play Quap. Alchemist is a bit too greedy. Maybe Batrider, still in the game.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Not always amazes me about Batrider, how once it's in the meta, how little nerfs seem to matter. The hero just does what it wants, it's crazy. Right, so I can't pick Pango, DK is available for them. Supreme could play DK. You don't want to play Queen of Pain, maybe.
10 seconds remaining.
Void Spirit seems quite decent. Take it away from Tundra
5
as well.
seconds remaining.
Because I think they'd love to play Void for 9. I don't think Ember Spirit's the way though. You definitely want to range shield here.
Dire team pick.
Ember Spirit.
They go for the Ember though. Okay. I'm not sure I like this Ember Spirit. Now I definitely want to pick Void Spirit if I'm Tundra.
10 seconds remaining.
There's a little lockdown on the side of High Coast again.
5 seconds remaining.
They have Lion and Ember Spirit, that's literally it. Yo, I don't know about this one. What's Tundra got up their sleeve though for the last pick? Still need a hero that's going to be explosive on the map for 9. Able to rotate around. Get huge kills. Leshak actually would have been nice for them, but they're the ones that decide to ban it out. They could go Queen of Pain or Void Spirit, one of these two heroes. I think that's like... But I don't know, let's see.
Mars. Choose your hero.
I'm gonna play mid Mars for 9, okay. So they pick Mars because Mars wrecks Ember Spirit mid. It's a very unfavorable matchup if played properly by 9. I've seen Embers get demolished in that situation. As the game proceeds, it's not so bad. Get some team fight, I guess, to pair up with the Enigma. None of these draws make me excited. What do y'all think? Let's run the bet. Let's run the poll. What do y'all think?
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not really feeling either of these
5
lineups.
seconds remaining.
I suppose Tundra just has... So Biva's playing Earth Spirit again, which has just been playing that and nothing else. Wraith King is Skeeter's best hero. Oh god, they're putting Charlie in the safe lane with the Bristleback and Bloodseeker off lane. So Charlie might not have he might have another game, he doesn't get that much done. Pata's always played a lot of Grimstroke as 5. 33 Enigma is legendary. Mars is very comfortable on Mars. Nah, I'll go Tundra. 3 for 3, whatever. Let's go. But it's a very close draft because both of a lot can actually happen to allow explosions to happen on both sides. And the big issue is neither lineup has fantastic comeback mechanisms if the game is going really poorly. Especially if they can't hit their initial timings. It really does feel like the game doesn't really... Like you can't really play Dota for either of these lineups from behind. So either way it does feel like it's either going to be very even for a while, it's going to be a snowball in one direction. It's not going to be one of these super back and forth games. Or it might be entirely wrong and we see just like a knuckle boxer, I don't know. Either way, game number 3, here we go. High Coast Esports taking on Tundra Esports. One of these two sides will be 0-2 after today, the other one will be 1-1. So let's see who's got that heat. Who's playing good Dota today. High Coast obviously will be playing in a bit of a better frame of mind, having grabbed momentum from winning game 2. But at the same time, it seems like some of the flaws in the draft of game 1 are coming back. Nine mid-rounds. This game does have an astonishing amount of melee heroes though.
30 seconds to battle!
So everybody's gonna be fighting. Just going in at each other. We'll see what Charlie's able to make happen on this Bristleback this game. for me, it's honestly been my standout player of the series. Despite the loss in game 1, overall, Charlie's been playing really well. And they're gonna contest over the bounty rune. It's gonna go the way of Bible. Alright, so they are gonna be able to find themselves 2 on the side of Tundra. Charlie will get the other 2 on the other side. So 2 for 2 trade. Obviously, Enigma's already denied himself the range creep, bringing these Eidolons into bear, and we're gonna have ourselves the classic Enigma versus whatever safe laner this time around is Bristleback. Once Quill Sprays do start leveling up, it does become a bit more dangerous to leave the Eidolons in lane. Harass potential starts to decrease somewhat. But should still be okay overall in the mid lane. Rip, buddy. Rip. Rip. Man's gonna have a good time here. This is gonna be not a fun matchup whatsoever for the Ember Spirit. Here in the top lane, Chessie on the Bloodseeker. Can't really do anything in this lane. Also, Wraith King, once he starts getting levels, really won't really care that much. Oh, missed it, missed it. It's already starting. Oh my god, it's already starting. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. 9 picks up the kill onto this Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit's gonna come back level 2, full level behind this Mars. It's such a bullying matchup, jeez. There's honestly not really all that much you can do about it as Ember. At any given time, you're at risk of getting yourself speared back. God Rebuke hurts. Jeez. And a very good start for the Mars in the mid lane. Seemingly a good start for Tundra in most of their lanes. Skeeter's farming well on top. Not really dealing with too much pressure coming out from the HCE heroes. Bottom also looks pretty decent for this Enigma. Sitting underneath the tower, a wave is coming in just a moment. So, and we see that there's going to be a block pull as well from Bible. Well done. Is it a block pull? Is it a block pull? Is it a block pull? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Ah, Bible. Ah, Bible. Feels bad. Top lane, Chessie falling very, very low. Almost brought down in the situation. Hero's going to tank up some of the damage instead. But Skeeter will be able to go back and keep farming in the lane. Chessie does not have a salve, but at the very least does have a point into the thirst, so should be able to farm back. Provided he's getting the CS. Okay, there we go. I was about to clown him just now, but it's all. So we are at 75-25, mid lane, it happens again! Oh gosh, it happens again, How did I keep missing this? That's amazing actually. The one lane that I knew for a fact in advance is going to be the roughest one. Look at the difference though, 17 and 6 from 9 versus the 6 and 0 from the Ember Spirit. Jeez. Jeez. Getting demolished here at top lane. Skeeter dealing with some harass. Will be able to turn and just tail back into the tier 1 tower. All good.
It is taking a beating.
The one is playing very well though, this Bristol back lane. Managed to get himself to level 2 Cold Spray, so now you can't really stack these Eidolons in front of the lane anymore. So 33, might as well go jungle. Leave this lane to Biver. He can roll away to safety if things get really, really rough. 9 will refill his bottle.
Maybe I'll have a nap.
He was scouted though by this Observer Ward. If he wasn't, it would have been really bad news for Supreme. He's waiting though. Gonna get the spear back. Let's dodge the God Rebuke. But how are you supposed to deal with this? He's actually gonna activate the ultimate. Spear coming back in a couple of seconds. He doesn't have enough mana though to cast it, so This is gonna be a mood thing. Oh, gets him on the tree though. Finds the God's Rebuke. 9.
Down already.
Pops the Soul Ring. Gets enough mana to get both
Radiant's
spells
courier
off.
has been slain.
That
That
was...
courier never did
Yeah.
wrong by nobody.
This time I got it. This time I
that
got
is a
it.
crying shame.
And they also managed to bring down Era in the top lane. Tundra off to a very, very good start here. We see down bottom, Charlie wants to try to chase on Survivor. Won't be able to catch him before he rolls away to safety. He's going to leave the bounty rune for 9. So he can refill his HP and mana and continue his dominance of this mid lane. 31 and 6 on the CS. 3 kills up. All of them solo on the Ember Spirit. He's 2 levels up on Supreme. Oof. If that spear had connected, Supreme would be dead right now. 100% dead. This matchup is rough, guys. This matchup is rough, y'all. Super, super rough. See a smoke. Fight up. Wants to get out some vision, but also has Ink Swell. If he's able to link up with Biver and they find the roll onto Supreme, they will be able to find an additional kill, but he gets lucky, he just happens to run past them. Inkswell on himself. Supreme still doesn't have level 6. Inkswell will not catch him, but the spear into the wall will. Biver not able to roll in and provide additional assistance. Thanks to the help of the Lion Era, will be able to help out here. Supreme will live as a result of this. And they don't have enough damage to get the full burst out.
You are most gracious.
Tundra, well done. And the retreat is going to be on Fata. Might think he's made a bit of an overextension here. Turns back with the Inkswell just to dissuade them from chasing. And they will back off. Nicely done there. They managed to save Supreme, prevent a 4th death. You ended dying 4 times, but they're already 2k gold up. Less than 7 minutes into the game. Really are having a dominant performance. And Fada can't find Era, gets hexed up. Won't be able to close the gap there. You need to make something happen on the side of High Coast. Or at the very least prevent any structural damage from happening, but 33 might be the one that's in danger. Today coming closer. They have more than enough vision, but they don't have enough damage to kill him before he ports to safety. Gets home, gets the Necro one. He's all Gucci.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What level is this Raid King? Okay, Raid King is 6, but not going to commit to picking up the ultimate just yet, as he shouldn't. Just gonna go in for this omelet, then start farming for the Radiance. Chessie just doing his job right now of zoning back the pressure that's being put onto the tower. Dealing with the damage from the Sea Dragon. Charlie, preoccupied with farming. Just farm.
Invisibility.
But we might have a play happening now. 9. Yet again, I think was slightly scouted there on the rune. But it's going to make the full rotation. But they have a sentry, they've got an observer ward. They see him, they know he's coming. Still going to decide to move up 9. They don't know that they've been spotted. The observer ward though does see that Chessie and them are moving back. So 9 should infer from this that there's a ward somewhere in the vicinity of this area. He pings out the high ground. Pings out the other area too. There we go. Fata knows. Doesn't have any sentries in the moment, but he does have it in range. There we go. One that he planted earlier. Oh, so it's all good. The pace of the game is just slowed down a little bit to a crawl. Things just chilling. Supreme still doing his best to try and catch up. A lot of distance between himself and the Moss. Top lane though. Might have an engagement, possibly. As Rupture does get committed, Fata does manage to evade the distance of this Blood Rites. TP's out to safety. Supreme rotating in. Won't be able to save to find Fata. Nor will be able to keep the grab out onto Skeeter. At the same time, down bottom, 9 in a lot of trouble. There's no support. He's trying to TP out to safety. Will he be able to make it in time? Oh my gosh. The ancient combo, the ancient counterplay. They do kill Byron though. You know why they killed this Earth Spirit? He didn't use the ancient 100% guaranteed super play against Bristleback and Bloodseeker. TP scroll, baby.
Never refuse school.
Number 1 item versus these heroes. Nine still not dead. Picks up a haste rune now. Just wants to keep applying pressure out onto Supreme.
Crunchy.
Doesn't manage to connect with the spear.
Never.
I wonder if they'll actually try these spears to get a kill down bottom. And it looks like they are going for it. Here we go. The whole team coming through. Roll will not connect out onto Charlie, and they're not able to find him either. But Charlie, why do you step back, my friend? They're gonna rather choose to go into Shebe first. Shebe is gonna get taken down. 9. With the haste rune running forward, looking like you might want to try and hunt some additional prey. But he'll rather let this one go.
Execution style. Perfect location.
And they will be able to find Era at the very least inside the trees. Roll up on him, bring him down, easy kill.
Radiant structures, they're fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're going to be able to easily bring down this tower. The Scalies, the Siege Wagon. GG. Top, they also managed to find a kill onto Jesse. They've put him right now inside the arena. Fanta shows up to supply the Inkswell.
Mars the Impaler.
And now suddenly, Bloodseeker dead on the other side of the map. Not going to be able to get the additional trade. This happened the game that they lost as well. They were struggling to trade. And the mirror movements just weren't working out. Charlie is still going to keep farming up until he gets his hood. As the Vanguard right now, so really, really tanky. 9 sees him coming. Noobs the hell out of here. Nope, 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 nope. I want no part of this.
You're welcome.
9. Getting collapsed upon right now. They're bringing additional support from the rest of the items. Will he get reinforcements? It does not look like it. Doesn't have the arena either. Gets ruptured. No trees to hide behind. And yeah. I feel like that's like, oh, you're so tough, huh? You want all your friends to kill me. 1v1 me mid, bro. What happened mid, bro? As a result of that play, they will secure their first tower of the game on the side of High Coast.
Really? I heard that tower had kids.
Good tower to get at this stage of the game, allows them a bit more farm for the Bristleback to take advantage of.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they're gonna relocate middle. And they find themselves getting them down out onto Fada. Got fingered. Doesn't live long enough to see the Inkswell go off, so he will end up losing his life. And you see the jump forward from Supreme. Arena committed by 9 to hold Supreme in. He's just trying to mount an escape, but Supreme able to jump in beyond the walls of the arena using the remnant. Flame remnant of cooldown. No more mana left for the Ember Spirit. He will be forced back with the spear. 9 finally manages to get a blink away. At the same time, Skeeter finds the IO on the other side of the map. 9 somehow stays alive throughout all of it. And he's getting a lot of this mana back. He might want to turn around, try and make some play with the rest of his team. They do end up losing this Earth Spirit. Jesse gonna get stunned by the Inkswell. Do they have enough damage to kill him? Indeed they do. They bring him down at long last.
Death is your true value.
Yeah. Just be careful. Blink spear back is a possibility, so gotta watch your positioning. Fada leading the charge. Smoke is available for the squad, but they're just gonna roll down by themselves. Try to buy more time and space for Skeeter, who is scarily close towards picking up that rat. We see a roll from Biber onto this Ember Spirit Supreme. Not full enough to chase him up the hill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Smoke now from High Coast. Now they're the ones that are going to try and make a big play. They're going to wrap all the way around. Don't have any vision in this area, but they know that 33 was here last and now does show himself. And there are no blink daggers, but he's going to cheese. He's going to walk right into them. He's going to find himself getting brought down. Nothing he can do in this situation. They bring the rest of the team though to try and fight this huge arena, catching on to 3 heroes. They managed to immediately burst down the wisp, but they're not going to be able to bring down the additional heroes. Everybody else is just way too damn tanky. Enigma dies before he can even really do anything in that engagement.
The revenants of my people
Brought down to
will wash over this land.
9 will be able to retreat with the double damage rune. But we're all starting to see some of the limitations of this hero. Right now they are remarkably light on damage. Might need him to buy like a Desolator or something. BKB will help with the survivability, but need to kill some of these heroes. Supreme's now running at you instead of running away from you. What is this? Bristleback continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, slowly but surely. And turning attention towards Sparta now. We got into run him down inside Midnight Pulse. Very dangerous place for a Bristleback to be. Gets stunned up. There's gonna be the Red Fire Blast. Look how much health he's just lost inside here. Finally gets himself tethered up, but it's inside the arena. Supreme as well. Also finding himself getting brought down on the other side of things. Shebe won't be able to relocate out and getting himself getting silenced. Double kill for Speeder. Finger of Death out onto Beaver. Won't be able to bring him down, but 9 will punish the perpetrator of this murder as he spears the lion to the wall and kills him too. Scoring himself a double kill and bringing the death tally to 4. High Coast Esports cannot do anything about this fight. Oh man. You cannot be inside. Even level 2 Midnight Pulse. Oh my gosh. Did you see how much damage you were taking? Just standing there. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. Now they're going to be able to transition into taking the tier 1 tower in the top lane. They've already got all the skelly summoned up. After they take this, you can't run into the pit just yet, but you can threaten for at least getting vision around the area, controlling it. You've got the Raz now and Skeeter. But you still got Black Hole. Alright, let's go. Charlie, what are you doing, mate? Rushing on the high ground, getting yourself killed. Enigma. Yet again, the massive damage comes out and here's the Soulbind Spear, pinning the lion to the wall. Bloodseeker can no longer escape. The silence will be down to Chessie. They're sort of letting him go and they decide to bring down Era first. Chessie, 9 decides to commit the arena few pixels out of range. And they can't find that kill. 9 getting ruptured, will just be able to TP out. He gets himself caught with the steering chain. Spear will be there onto the Ember Spirit. Caught by the wall. They're looking for the Red Fire Blast. But 9 just waits out the duration of the rupture. That's how tanky they are. That's how strong they are at this game at this point. You can wait out rupture. It's like whatever. Ah, old Dundee. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, man. What's crazy is all the damage Enigma's doing is just on Bristleback. Like, no one else is taking damage from Enigma. Just drop Midnight Pulse. Also, can y'all hear the storm that's happening around my house? It's pretty bad. High Coast. This is one of the issues now. How do you recover? Your draft has Bristleback, casting Ember Spirit with the Yule Scepter, and Bloodseeker that went for the freaking Falcon Blade as well as Pipe. Bloodseeker's about to die here in the mid lane. Caught out, brought down, no chance of survival here. Supreme does manage to hop outside of the Arena of Blood. But doesn't really make all that much difference. But how do you catch up with these heroes? When you're behind, what's the comeback mechanism? What's the smoke play that's gonna get you back in the game? At least Tundra, if they're behind, at least they have Enigma. It's like at some point in the game we're gonna get like a 3-4 man black hole, and we're gonna turn the tide of the fight by catching all these heroes in one swell swoop.
Speed the brush.
But in this situation, as High Coast, I mean, you're about to lose your IO in the top lane. Relocated out to try and save his companion. Will manage to get the save, but his own life is forfeit as a result, and they're gonna give this kill to 33. So that he gets ever tankier, very close to the Solar Crest right now. Other side of the map though, we see jump in, Supreme gonna be able to break down Fada very early on with the help of Charlie. So they have to retreat very, very early on. 9 isolated right now, Rupture on him, doesn't have any defensive capabilities here. He'll end up losing his life. Way too deep from these Tundra heroes. Oh my goodness. Alright, you know what the comeback mechanism is? The other team feeding. There we go. That'll get you back in the game, alright. High Coast now. Very happy with that kill. Supreme wants to build a Desolator. Increase the damage output for his team. Especially since he's playing with Bristleback, this physical damage monster.
Dyer's fortified, I see.
Charlie. Once SNY get some tank ability, some status to just generally par for course in your situation, but how's that gonna help you? Because Wraith King doesn't really care about all this disable, just cause more damage. AC coming out soon. Oh god, has that shot already. This is so crazy. You know, before it was, you know, it was weird, right? Once they took it off as a talent, initially I thought it might be worse, but I think the replacement talent is better overall, especially since you can just get it if you're having a good game. So life is good. We see now jump back Speeder getting caught with the Earth Spike. Viper will end up going down very early on. Jesse and Charlie might get caught inside the Arena of Blood, and indeed they do. Caught as well by the Soulbind. Plays together, they're going nowhere. They don't even need the black hole to win these fights. Both of these cores are dead. Hero trying to escape right now. Supreme coming in to maybe try and make a difference here. Not going to be able to do so. Nailed to a tree. The martyr for the cause. And Roche is wide open. And honestly, this game's over. GG. GG. Oh man. You know you're in a good position in a fight where black hole is completely unnecessary. Who needs black hole? Will not make any material difference towards your ability to win the fight. Now get that Roche. Aegis sitting behind. Yes, BKB, Aegis, Link Dagger. Looking for his own shot as well. What does this shot do by the way? Oh yeah, the Impel, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Jesse. Yo, these heroes are all taking risks on the side of High Coast. But I completely understand, right? You're in this very desperate situation where it's like, look, it's either we do something to try and win the game or we just lose.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tower, just to take them down. They will go to try and take back their outpost. Shiva was able to take this. Lol, what? Okay. Okay. We see Bristleback caught inside the arena as well by 9. And there's going to be the Midnight Pulse, all the damage in the world where they can find. Era gets silenced up as well as Supreme. Supreme is now in danger, slowed up on the high ground. Yosef will only protect him for a moment longer, but will be able to zip away with the Remnant. We see though, Spear almost connects onto Chessie, but they can't find the Red Fire Blast to follow it up with. Now the tier 3 tower is a little bit vulnerable. And they will set about taking it down.
Radiant's been fortificated. Don't waste your time.
At least not right now. We see that Chessie is covering the angles, making sure that there's not going to be a jump on the side. But it's not going to be enough to save the tier 3 tower in the high ground.
But I'm worth so much more.
And they're just taking over the whole game right now on the side of Tundra. There's pretty much nothing they can do, short of making a mistake that puts them in a rough situation. And that mistake might have come right now. 9 jumping forward, does have the Aegis, baiting the fight right now. Fiverr will be able to roll away, 2 heroes caught, and the spear somehow connects onto Supreme. Not there just yet. 9 walks out of the arena for now. And the positioning is very awkward considering where they are in the game. 33. Remember, he still has Black Hole. Charlie will not die. They do manage to find Supreme, however. And Fatsa does get brought down on the back end of the fight. So perhaps they retreat from this one, but they just run across Era right now. It's pretty much a free kill onto this line, and they will be able to find it. Skeeter with the double kill. And now suddenly all these heroes are super vulnerable. They found the Bristleback. They pushed him towards the trees. He's inside the Midnight Pulse. He's trying to escape it now this time around though. Gets relocated into a safer position, but the same cannot be said of Supreme, as he's the one that ends up getting brought down as well. Charlie needs to retreat, my friend. Need to run away somehow. Skeeter though will make sure there's no escape for the Lion. Chases him back. There's going to be the Black Hole. First one of the game. And that's all it's gonna take. GG. Give the man the Ultra. Give him the Ultra. Give him the Ultra. Come on. There we go. GG. GG. Literally no damage. Literally no damage. Literally no damage. Them deciding to move this Ember Spirit into the off lane. This Bloodseeker, excuse me, to the off lane. This felt a lot more like game 1 than game 2. I don't even think Tundra played amazingly well on all the heroes. Just played the heroes like as well as you expect. I expect Skeeter, Wraith King to have this kind of performance. I expect 9, Mars if he goes mid. Okay, yo, the dumpstering though. Yo. Got dumpstered. Absolutely annihilated him in the mid lane. And did it all by himself. Pure classic 1v1. No one came to help. No one came to change things up. And just made it happen. So that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That's game number 1. The next series gonna start soonish, I think. Yeah, soonish as well. So it's gonna obviously be a bit of a break while the teams get loaded in, prepare themselves for the game. Thanks so much for coming through for the game. Everybody in the chat, thanks for saying hi. Everybody who followed, my god. Yo, there's too much support today, so I don't think I'll be able to read through all the names. But keep following, keep doing the right thing. You know, one day I'll put out, how about this, right? At the end of every month, right, for every subscriber, I'll allow them to watch me sit through the pain of reading out a list of everybody. How about that? That's incentive for you to just subscribe as well as follow. But thank you all for your support, and I'll be seeing you very shortly for the next series here, which is going to be Viking versus PuckChamp. But make sure that in the interim, you don't go anywhere, you stick around, stay right here. It's a snare, it's your boy, and I will be back with more Dota 2 action. Make sure as well that you also follow me on Twitter. You know, you'll see the handle pretty much everywhere across the channel, so follow me here, follow me on Twitter. Don't really follow me on Instagram, but the button is there if you want to, and if you can, hit me up on PayPal as well. You know, throw a couple of rent bucks my way. But see y'all just now for the next series.